at 580-782-5800. That's 782-5800. Folks in Mangum know what to do when they need to quench a thirst, curb a hunger attack, or cool down with an ice cream. They just make the Loop at 918 North Lewis Tittle in Mangum. The Loop, supporting the Mangum Tigers and Lady Tigers.
For over 4 generations, the Willis family and staff have worked to develop their skills, and with improved technologies, they can assure you of a monument that will stand the test of time. Their award-winning designers, expert stonecutters, layout artists, sandblast sculptors, and installation crew are here to serve you. Visit them online at willisgranite.com. Willis Granite Products, with locations in Granite, Oklahoma City, and Stillwater.
Travis Septic Tank Service can handle everything related to septic tank maintenance and cleaning, including commercial applications. Call Travis Septic Tank Services at 580-782-2384. That's 782-2384. Travis says, go Mangum Tigers.
Wondering how Western Oklahoma State College can fit into your future? With 25 degree options and more than 20 student organizations, it's easy to join the Pioneer family. Western offers classes online and on campus, making it simple to fit an education into your schedule. Western's tuition is less than half of a four-year university's and offers many scholarship opportunities. To find out more about how your future is brighter at Western, visit wosc.edu.
Triad Home Health in Mangum is locally owned and offers nursing, physical therapy, occupational, wound care, IV therapy, and more. All administered by people who go above and beyond for you. Phone Triad Home Health today at 580-782-5800. That's 782-5800. Triad Home Health in Mangum is locally owned and offers nursing, physical therapy, occupational, wound care, IV therapy, and more. All administered by people who go above and beyond for you. Phone Triad Home Health today at 580-782-5800. That's 782-5800.
Classic Hits 97.7, and we are back as our countdown to kickoff continues here on 97.7. We've got Mangum and Walters coming up. Pregame show brought to you by Stockman's Bank. Justin O'Neill, I want to further that story. We were talking about Bob Travis a while ago. Of course, his wife teaching at Mangum School, as you know, and you got us the great Oklahoma story as well. Their daughter, somebody that we know quite well as well, because she works for the Department of Human Services.
She does. That would be one Jill Nippert, formerly a Jill Martin.
And we've got a Jill Martin now there, and it gets really confusing because her grandson plays on our football team now. So, yeah, it all comes to fruition.
Dental Care in Mangum is the dental practice of Dr. Dustin Lively. His experience, skill, and compassion go hand patient care. Dr. Lively and his team of professionals are proud to help you with the best dental care possible, along with preventive care that will result in a beautiful, long-lasting smile. Call 580-782-2552 or visit the team at 333 Dental Care. They support the Mangum Tigers and Lady Tigers.
All right, we're about 8 minutes away from kickoff now on Classic Hits 97.7. Want to go back, though, to Jill Nippert, and we also will bring Katie Carney, Richard Carney into the fray, along with Travis Reese, and get an update from one of them. The softball tournament at Sterling got washed out today for obvious reasons, as we've come into this part of the state. And so the Mangum Lady Tigers were supposed to play in a second-round ball game. But, again, that tournament washed out today. I have not heard whether the tournament is completely washed out or not. Justin, I'm of the mindset that if it stays like this over the next several hours, there's no way you can get a softball fields ready to go tomorrow.
I don't know of any magic pill that dries out a field to get it ready for play, especially a softball field. That infield is just going to be just a quagmire, I would think, for quite a while.
And even though we didn't get a lot of rain at Altus in Mangum, heavy rain falling through this part of the country. We mentioned the over 3 inches that they've gotten here in Walters over the last week, most of that coming in the last 36 hours or so. We can tell you that the softball team will be playing on Monday evening. Weather will have cleared by then. It's supposed to be gorgeous, in fact, when Mangum travels to Hobart for a district contest, and we'll have that for you beginning at about 6 o'clock. And then a pair of ball games on Tuesday against Sayre. And if Mangum can sweep those 3 ball games, they have all but clinched the district championship, which means they would host the regional coming up in a couple of weeks, which means a better shot of making it to the state tournament.
You always want to be in that hosting position come districts.
Josh Munn, one of our captains here tonight for Walters. He is joined by Rylan Penn, also a couple of the big uglies out there. We like the big guys out there. Terrell Penn, and I don't have the other gentleman on my roster. That would be Nate Moser. So there are your captains for Walters. Meantime, our captains for the Mangum Tigers, Sean-Claude Booth is out there along with Fisher Webb. Also being a captain tonight will be Dalen Stacy. And the final member of that group from Mangum, got to be a skill player because he's lost behind all the big bodies out there. And it's Brett Perry. And Brett Perry, not that small of a guy.
Not that small, so
but
that'll tell you about that group of captains that are walking out to center field.
Walters in their home blue tops with the gray pants. Mangum in the all-white with the black numerals and the orange trim. And we talked about the sloppy conditions here, so no doubt there will be. If you got an all-white uniform on tonight, it means one of two things. You didn't play, or if you did play, you really weren't involved in the ball game.
You avoided all sorts of contact.
All right, so Big Mike Heron out there from Altus with the coin toss, going over the instructions for the kids. And Justin, I don't know that it really makes any difference which way you kick the football. The flag over here to our left lying almost limp as we move to 7:24 now on this Friday evening.
It's so humid I might call it wilted.
I think that's a good way of putting it. Looks like Mangum has won the toss, and Sean-Claude Booth has indicated that they will receive, they being the Tigers. So Walters will be kicking from left to right on your listening device. And I like the fact Mangum wins the toss. They don't defer. They say, give us the football. Let's see what we can do offensively after struggling in week number 1.
I'm with you, especially there. We saw last season many opportunities. Returning a kickoff, getting an opportunity to run the ball and see if we can get some good field position on that return.
Well, it's a high-powered offense. We saw all the points that they put on the board last year in numerous ball games. I think they averaged over 35 points a ball game. That's why it was such a shock to come up empty in week number 1. All right, we're just 4.5 minutes away from the kickoff. Walters, Mangum, coming up, pregame show brought to you by Stockman's Bank, and we're back after this on Classic Hits 97.7.
The Castle Insurance Agency of Mangum is celebrating 80 years in business and 4 decades of Mangum Tiger and Lady Tiger graduates. The Castle Insurance Agency has had and will continue to have a long-term commitment to support Mangum students on the field and off the field. For auto, home, farm, bonds, crop, oil field, or commercial insurance, please call or stop by the Castle Insurance Agency, 122 South Pennsylvania in Mangum. Call 782-3049. That's 782-3049. The Castle Insurance Agency of Mangum.
Farmers and ranchers need feed or supplies? 4E Feed and Supply in Mangum is farm-owned, so they understand your needs for the farm and ranch. They feature bulk feeds for pickup or they'll deliver. Great brands coupled with fast, friendly service. They have gates and panels, vet supplies, and show feeds too. 4E Feed and Supply supports Greer County school sports and ag activities. 425 East Lincoln in Mangum.
Buy your Mangum Tiger Spirit clothing from locally owned CJ's Tiger Specialty Shop, where you'll find the best selection, quality, and the lowest prices. Greer County items, too. They'll design something especially for your group. CJ's is your one-stop Mangum School Spirit Shop, 1 block south of the high school, Mangum, Oklahoma.
Classic Hits 97.7. Michael Barnes, Justin O'Neill, and a cast of thousands as we get set for Walters and Mangum here in a non-district affair, week number 2. And we were talking about the uniforms for each squad. It is worth noting that young people, they just wear whatever they feel like, and they don't worry about it. We noticed a bunch of young ladies out there. Well, it's the cheerleaders. They're out there in their cheerleading uniforms, and they're wearing those rubber boots, okay? And I mention that because Justin, now around young people all the time, he beginning to have that same kind of attitude, and I tip my cap to folks who can think outside the box. Justin has literally rolled up his pants here tonight and is ready to go to work.
I've got the high waters on tonight, Michael, the self-made fashion statement.
I feel like we're not doing a scene from Oklahoma, but maybe Huck Finn. We're back with the kickoff after this. Classic Hits 97.7.
When it comes to getting your prescriptions filled quickly, just have your doctor send them to Bratton Drug in Mangum or Granite Drug, where competent and friendly pharmacists will quickly fill them correctly. Bratton Drug and Granite Drug are hometown, locally owned pharmacies, and they know you have a choice when it comes to a pharmacy, so they appreciate your business, and they're proud to serve you. That's Bratton Drug in Mangum and Granite Drug in Granite.
All right, we are at Elmer Graham Field ready for tonight's kickoff between the Walters Blue Devils and the Mangum Tigers. And Mangum going to receive on the right end of your listening device. Josh Munn set to kick the football away. And back to receive for the Tigers, Brett Perry, and his counterpart up top will be Trayvon Dickey. So just about ready to get this one underway. They put 12 minutes up on the clock. Munn gets the signal. And let's see how his footing is on the kickoff. Low line drive here on the near side. Got by the up back, and at the 30, 35-yard line, Dalen Stacy. Nice return. Good job by Stacy to make the catch and then take it just straight down the field. 1st and 10 for the Tigers at their own 35.
And I love to see that straight away. Straight away, just grabbing yards straight up the field, not going to the sideline. We say, we're going to play some football tonight, and let's get a good start.
Well, they start here on the near sideline, 1st and 10 at the 35. And one of the things that we were watching during warm-ups, the linemen having a hard time getting off the ball because of that soggy condition. And if you're a lineman, or if you're out there playing, you have to keep your feet closer together inside your shoulders. Otherwise, you could run into some trouble. Full house backfield here. They'll hand it off to Booth. Sean Claude on the right side. He'll pick up 2. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 8. And that's just, as you mentioned, good old smash mouth football right there, making the stop. Mitchell Guampi in on the stop. Did I say that right? Had some. That was Sean Claude Booth on the carry. And it's Guampi, right? Guampi. Did I get that right? Okay. 2nd down and 8, and again they'll go with the full house backfield. Laughlin going to keep it on the option, goes to Perry. Brett tries to turn the corner, has the 35 across the 40, and finally ran out of bounds just shy of the 1st down. They'll mark him down at about the 44-yard line. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 1. Pursuit along the line of scrimmage by Braden Turner, also helping out on the stop Rylan Penn. 3rd and 1 for the Tigers. 2 running plays, and I like this.
Absolutely. This is the look that we were hoping to see last week. Just move the ball downfield, work on some 1st downs.
And that's a wishbone look right there. So 3rd down and 1, they'll go back to Booth, and Sean Claude trying to get to the 1st down marker. We're right on the 45-yard line, and I think he got it.
Depends on the spot. Yes, good spot.
So Booth picks up the 1st down, and Sean Claude, again, not in action last week, has 2 carries in the first 3 offensive plays here tonight, and they move the chains 1st and 10. Talked about Walters scoring points last week against Hinton. Not only do you get your offense going here, but you keep the football away from a high-powered offense. So 1st and 10, they'll come here, deep handoff, and trying to break tackles, getting back to the line of scrimmage, and no more. That's Fisher Webb, the junior, and really can't fault Fisher there. He didn't have a lot of time to do anything once he took that handoff, as he was swallowed up quickly by a couple of Walters Blue Devils, including Devin Holly. So to bring up a 2nd down and 10, ball at the 45-yard line. We are just underway, no score, 10:35 and running in quarter number 1. So Laughlin underneath center, Colton. Going to hand off deep, Perry. Brett cuts it back inside across the 45, spun down at about the 48-yard line. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and 7 now for Mangum.
And, Michael, I got to think those last 2 ball carries, looks like the runners might have some struggle getting some footing and getting some power that they're used to on a regular field.
Well, you can't take a big, long stride. You've got to go choppy, almost like, and you won't remember this, but Ron Say, the 3rd baseman of the L.A. Dodgers, they called him the Penguin. Laughlin going to throw for the first time tonight. Has time, throws off his back foot. Here on the near side for Dickey. Trayvon up, and he makes the catch for a 1st down. Oh, what a catch by Trayvon Dickey at about the 25-yard line of Walters. How about that?
And that's the kind of strike that setting up the run can open up. 3rd down and 7. Laughlin able to have time to make a good pass and a great catch by Dickey.
Tigers now going to go hurry up as they have it at 1st and 10 at the 25, and you talked about it, softening up that defensive secondary. It was 1-on-1 with Dickey out on the edge. Great adjustment by Trayvon to come back and get the football. So 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line of Walters. Toss sweep, right side Perry. Cuts it back inside. Brett met at the 25. He'll maybe get the 24-yard line. Good pursuit that time by Walters. In on the stop, Dakota Goforthy. Also, one of the big fellas up front. Who was that? Was it Guampi? Yeah, Mitchell again. 2nd down and 10. And he said he only got back to the 25.5-yard or 24.5-yard line.
And I believe that's Mitchell Guampai.
Guampai, okay.
Guampai.
All right.
Goompai.
See, we were both wrong. Second down and 10. They'll fake the toss sweep. Now Laughlin going to turn back up inside. Boy, Colton got hammered as he got to the 24-yard line. Whacked right there by Dakota Gorthy. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 9. But with 9 minutes left in the first quarter, no score deep inside their territory, you know this is 4-down territory.
Yeah, absolutely is going to be 4-down territory. This offense is still wanting to taste that end zone. And this is going to be no different on this first possession.
Big fellas up front, Payson Jenkins getting some help as well from J.T. Schrum. We also see out there Stetson Ryan for this group from Mangum. Also across that front line, J.J. Skinner. Now out at the tight end position, Leighton Ketchum. Direct snap back to Laughlin. Going to roll, has room, right side, fires across the middle, and that ball is tipped and nearly picked off. Woo, Colton lucky that one wasn't picked off by Colton Reese. Reese trying to adjust, slapped it away. Dickey in the end zone, but there was double coverage on Trayvon.
No doubt a dangerous throw there as Laughlin was trying to avoid a big loss. And fortunate that the Tigers have one more down to try to get in the end zone or get a first down at least.
So 4th down and a long 8, short 9 here with 8:28 left in quarter number 1.
I will say the only good saving grace about a turnover in that situation, it's not much worse than a punt.
Okay. But you got the ball back for one more down. 4th and 8. They'll go shotgun. Running backs on each side of Laughlin. Fakes the handoff to Perry. Rolls right side with time. Now gets flushed. Throws. Pass is incomplete. Intended out there on the edge for Leighton Ketchum. We get a penalty flag. Going to get roughing the passer here. And that'll be a huge break for the Mangum Tigers, as I believe they're going to say that the Blue Devil player hit him late.
And there was a Blue Devil right in the business of Laughlin as he let that ball go, and there was some contact after the pass was made.
Well, let's see what the call is going to be. They are talking to Brett Perry. Xavier McDonald was the one putting pressure on Colton Laughlin, and they do call roughing the passer. So that will give the Tigers a first down, and oh my goodness, this is, as Leonard Skinner once sang, the break they were looking for. Mangum looking for their first points of the year. Get a gift there on 4th and 8, roughing the passer. And they'll move the ball down to the 10-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal from there. 8:21 left here in quarter number 1. Wow.
And making the Leonard Skinner reference, instead of give me 3 steps, give me a few more.
So they'll go back to the power offense now. Laughlin underneath center, hands off Booth, right side. Sean Claude still on his feet, banging bodies. He'll take it inside the 10 down to about the 8-yard line, a gain of 2, nearly 3. 2nd and goal, we'll call it 7.5. 4 minutes gone by here in period number 1.
And this has got to be gut check time for the Tigers. We saw them in striking distance so many times last week with Ringling.
Yep.
See if they can really buckle down and get in the end zone.
I mentioned those big fellas earlier, and it's kind of on their shoulders right now. J.J. Skinner on that right side, not a bad place to go behind. Laughlin underneath center. Hands it off Perry, going to go right side, cuts it back inside the 5, down to about the 4-yard line. They'll mark him at the 4.5. It'll be 3rd and goal from there. And I like the move by Brett Perry. There wasn't anything to the outside, so he took it right back up the middle and picked up positive yardage. They'll mark him just inside the 5. It'll be 3rd and goal from there.
And that shows some maturity and some confidence in his running to tuck it and just get what he can.
By the way, Henry Lopez split out to the right side. I don't know that Henry touched the ball last week offensively, did he?
Can't recall.
They'll go back to Booth. Sean Claude, maybe a yard, down to about the 3.5-yard line. It'll be 4th and goal from there. So what kind of gambler are you? You've been banging it inside. Now do you try to go wide right here?
That's 2 in a row that have been pretty stopped up the middle. We'll have to see what they call. I'm not a gambling man, Michael. I like the sure thing.
6:45 left. First, 4th and goal from the 3. A drive kept alive by a roughing the passer penalty a moment ago. Laughlin rolling, late pitch. He'll get it here on the near side. Trying to turn the corner is Fisher Webb, and Webb does not get into the end zone, they say. Waiting for the call. Boy, I tell you what, Webb doing everything he could to get into the end zone, but they said he stepped out of bounds at about the 1-yard line. Wow! He's inside the 1. You look at the body language of Webb. He thought he was in, but nobody in a striped shirt agreed with him, and so Walters will get it for the first time tonight at the half-yard line. Wow.
And if you're watching on Facebook, you can see that football is almost on the goal line.
Of course, you're checking it out on oksports.tv as well, or maybe on the radio, and we're painting the picture for you. So going to work for the first time here tonight will be Josh Munn and company. Braden Turner, the tailback, in the end zone. They'll hand it off to him, and Turner going to bang out maybe a yard to the 2-yard line. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 9. Good job inside that time by J.J. Skinner. Skinner not going to get credit for the tackle, but he gummed things up. Got some help from Payson Jenkins as well. And we'll give him a half yard out to the 1 now officially. It'll be 2nd and 9 from there.
Not where you want to go to work if you're this Blue Devil offense for sure.
Well, again, Braden Turner, the tailback, in the end zone as Munn goes with a quick count. And Josh will take it out near the 5-yard line. Heads up play there by Josh Munn. He saw that Mangum really wasn't set across that defensive front, went with the Tom Brady quick count, and got it out to the 5, where it sets up a 3rd down and we'll call it 5.5. The line to make just outside the 10-yard line with 5:40 in the clock running here in this first quarter of play.
As you call it, definitely a heads-up play by Munn. Being a senior, he's been there before, I would imagine.
See what they've got up their sleeve here, and what they've got is a timeout. Timeout going to be taken. 5:31 left here in quarter number 1. No score, 3rd and about 5 for Walters when you and I come back on Classic Hits 97.7.
The Hamburger Inn in Mangum continues to be that special place people have enjoyed for generations. Good food prepared by your neighbors in a laid-back atmosphere where you really feel at home. Breakfast, lunch specials daily, and the famous fish fry every Friday night, or a great steak dinner on Saturday night. But you guys know about the Hamburger Inn in Mangum. We'll see you there. Buy your Mangum Tiger Spirit clothing from locally owned CJ's Tiger Specialty Shop, where you'll find the best selection, quality, and the lowest prices. Greer County items, too. They'll design something especially for your group. CJ's is your one-stop Mangum School Spirit Shop, 1 block south of the high school, Mangum, Oklahoma.
When it comes to funeral homes, there are several to choose from. But choosing a funeral home that is locally owned offers the advantage of the local owners who are involved right here in the community, helping you during your time of need. Greer Funeral Home owners Carson and Stacy Van Zant are perfect examples of owners who offer that family-like connection that you'd expect from a friend and a neighbor. Greer Funeral Home in Mangum and Granite, providing dignity and respect.
All right, here we go. 5:31 officially left here in quarter number 1. Mangum and Walters, no score. Walters facing a 3rd down and 5. And the tailback, William Walker. They'll fake it to him. No, he got it. A great job by the Mangum defense to snuff that one out. Deep handoff there. And to greet him, Cade Hernandez and Leighton Ketchum. And he lost a couple of yards back to the 2-yard line. It'll be 4th down from there, and Walters will have to punt from their own end zone.
And with a slick football, I got to imagine for a young man punting this ball, could be a little nervous moments.
So the Tigers, a nice drive that stalled at the half-yard line, but the defense holds. From the end zone, kick by Munn. Keeps it away from Perry. No, Brett makes the catch at the 35. He'll get hit at about the 33-yard line and go down. Got a penalty flag on the play. What's your call? Josh O'Neill.
Looks like it's going to be on the return.
You like the old block in the back here, don't you?
I'm thinking that would be a nice situation.
And they indeed are talking to the captains from Walters. So Mangum will have okay field position, but the 10-yard mark-off will make it not as okay. So a block in the back. They'll mark it off from the point of the infraction, which was the 33.5-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Mangum from the 34.5-yard line. Ooh, they said actually it happened at the 34-yard line, so they'll mark it back to the 44. So the Tigers get a 1st and 10 from there. Second offensive foray of the night. The first one started at their own 35. They took it down to the half-yard line and couldn't punch it in.
Still, if you're the Tigers, you got to like being in Blue Devil territory when you take over the possession.
Flipping the field is what it's all about. Shotgun formation here. Twin backs now for Colton Laughlin. 1st and 10, Laughlin hands it off Perry. Brett tries to turn the corner, does. Still on his feet at the 40, breaks a tackle at the 35. I think they said he stepped out of bounds at the 36-yard line. He did. That's shy of a 1st down by about a yard, maybe a yard and a half. But good running there by Brett Perry. Nice block out on the edge as well by Henry Lopez from his receiver's position, sets up a second down and about a yard and a half. So again, they'll go shotgun formation. Hand it off here on the near side. That's Booth. Sean Claude running room across the 35. Dives forward down to the 33-yard line. That'll be a first down for the Mangum Tigers as they will move the sticks.
No doubt that's a weapon that the Tigers missed out on last week against Ringling. It's good to see Sean Claude be able to grab that ball, tuck it, and get a few good yards.
Well, Booth doesn't have a long stride to begin with, and he shortened it up quite a bit and looked good there. So 1st and 10, Laughlin. Hand off Perry. Brett wants to bounce it to the outside. Wait till the block gets it. Has the 30, still on his feet, and finally ridden out of bounds at about the 28-yard line. But a good job of patience running that time by Brett Perry. He waited on the block on the edge from Leighton Ketchum. When he got it, he turned the corner and picked up about 6.
And these Tigers playing a little bit of military football. Right, left, right, Michael. You got to think working both sides of this Blue Devil squad can be a difference maker.
And they've been going no huddle as well. Fisher Webb now in the backfield. And they'll hand the ball off to Booth. Sean Claude looking for help, and he ran into his own man. There was some confusion there. Webb, the tailback, one of the tailbacks, ran into J.T. Schrum, who pulled and came to this side. And Mangum going to lose about a yard, maybe 2. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 4 with 4 minutes left here in the first.
And that's unfortunate as Booth looked like he was about to have a nice developed run there for definitely positive yardage.
Well, and Schrum was ready to take the lead there. So 3rd down, we'll call it a long 6 from the shotgun. They'll hand it off this time to Fisher Webb, and Webb gets it inside the 30 down to the 27. He'll get spilled there, and that'll bring up a 4th down now. 4th down, and we'll call it 5 for Mangum. 3:30 in the clock running in the first quarter of play. So they had 4th down a moment ago, ran it to Webb on the near side. He couldn't get into the end zone. 4th and 5 here. What do you do?
Well, the sweep to Perry has been looking good to the right side. I wouldn't be surprised to see that.
All right, Booth to the right of Laughlin. Perry here on the left. They'll send him in motion. Colton wants to throw. Gets a block. Throws. Got a man. That's Perry. Brett with the catch on the first down to the 20-yard line. That's a well-designed play there. Brett Perry with the catch. Devin Holly had good protection on Perry, but Brett spun around, found the football, and picked up the first down.
That was a great job by Perry to not give away where the ball was coming from. Great way to read off his defender and to make that catch.
So the first pass completion of the night results in a first down, moves the sticks. 3 minutes left in the first quarter of play. Brett now counter up the middle. Oh my goodness, he was ready to run off to the races, but a submarine tackle made by Josh Munn at the 17-yard line kept Perry from picking up any more. We'll give him 2 on the play, 2nd down and 8.
And Mangum continuing with his hurry-up offense.
Yeah, I like this no huddle, keeping Walters on their heels. 2nd and 8, again, Perry in motion. Again, Laughlin wants to throw, does in traffic. Ball going to be picked off. That's William Walker. Cuts across the field, has the 20, 25, back up the middle of the field to the 30. It'll be 1st and 10 from there. So again, the story holds true. You get inside the red zone and you can't convert if you're the Mangum Tigers. 2 times inside the red zone, 2 times they have come up empty.
And definitely an unfortunate end to that possession for the Tigers. Time for the defense to see if they can rectify.
Well, and again, a dangerous pass in the middle of the field in traffic. And I saw 4 blue shirts and only 1 white, and the blue shirts won that battle. So Walters will get it for the 2nd time tonight. Much better field position this time. 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line. 2:24 left in this first quarter of play. Seth Edson is the tailback. Josh Munn underneath center. He'll go I formation. Hands it off to Edson. Going to come near side on the jet sweep. Great pursuit down the line by Mangum's Leighton Ketchum. Ketchum getting help at the end from Cade Hernandez. Gain of 2, 2nd down and 8. Excellent job by the Tigers stretching things out and tackling better so far.
Definitely looks like second week tackling compared to first week tackling. These young men are getting their shoulders, getting their feet set and making sure that they make straight ahead tackles.
Well, and getting their head across the ball, too. I mean, that's one of the keys. If you don't get your head across the ball, you might as well forget it. Wide receiver split out here on the near side. That's Remington White. Single back look now. 2nd down and 8. Deep handoff to the tailback. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and now we'll push forward to the 36, maybe the 37-yard line. In on the stop, Seth Edson, or on the carry, Seth Edson in on the stop for Mangum. once again, Leighton Ketchum along with Cade Hernandez. So third down and about 4.5 for Walters. Minute 20 left here in this first quarter of play and no score.
You think we'll see Walters go to the air on this third down?
Well, you're not in a bad field position to do that, and we've already talked about the fact Josh Munn throws a nice football. Edson in the backfield with him. They'll move a wide receiver here to the near side. That's Holly. And this one's going to come back, 5-yard mark off. Somebody moving on that line of scrimmage for Walters, and so instead of fourth and a manageable, we'll call it 4, now it becomes about 4th and 9. I don't know if you noticed, because we haven't seen him throw the football yet, but Josh Munn, a left-hander.
He is a little southpaw. Saw him dropping back there, ready to load up, but he got waved off with whistles.
So they take the football back to the 30.5-yard line. The line to make is the 40, so third down and 9. Boy, if you're Mangum, you got to keep everybody in front of you, right?
Absolutely. Don't give away any deep balls. Don't bite on any fakes.
58.6 left here in this first quarter of play. And you could hear head coach Chuck Terry screaming at his kids to hurry up. Play clock winding down. Munn from the shotgun formation sends Holly in motion. Far side, near side. And we're going to get a offsides call on Mangum. Oh, my goodness. What was it the Desert Rose Band once sang? 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Yikes.
And the Tigers, unfortunate to give those 5 yards so easily right back. You got to think that the Blue Devils know exactly what they're going to do with option number 3.
That'll be interesting to see if, and we'll never know, but if they try to run a different play now, instead of 3rd and 9, it becomes 3rd and 4. By the way, we're going to give Justin an opportunity to explain what he does, part of our broadcast, in addition to just talking. So Munn from the shotgun wants to throw the football, has time. Now protection breaks down. He's flushed from the pocket, avoids a couple of blockers, and gets pushed out of bounds short of the first down. A good job of pursuing that time by Mangum. Their first was Jalen Warner. Got some help as well from Jason Shandy. And finally was bumped out of bounds by Brett Perry. 4th down and 4, and you got to punt here with 50.4 left in quarter number 1.
You got to punt it away. And as you said, a great job by the Mangum defense working as a team to push them out of bounds on that play.
So Perry dropped back to receive the apparent punt. They'll send a man on late, they being Walters, getting there late, Dakota Gorthy. Ball bobbled by the kicker. He didn't have any pressure, and then gets off a very short kick that will bounce forward and roll dead at the 36-yard line. Well, that one had disaster written all over it, but the athlete that he is, Josh Munn, able to pull that one off, and it didn't turn out nearly as bad as what it could have for the Walters Blue Devils. So Mangum will get up 1st and 10. They have it at their own 36-yard line. Their first drive of the night started at their own 35. They have been inside the red zone twice. First time turned it over on downs at the half-yard line. The second time threw an interception inside the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 here. Laughlin back underneath center. Full house backfield. 40.8 left in the first. Colton handing it off to Booth, and he gets submarined right at the line of scrimmage. And making the stop there was William Walkman. And William did the prudent thing. He went down low on Sean-Claude Booth.
I think he was picking the path of least resistance.
I like that. See if Mangum decides to run another play or let the first quarter come to a close with no score. 10 seconds left in the period. They will get to the line of scrimmage and apparently run one more play. And no, they won't. They'll get motion. It looked like Trayvon Dickey jumped here on the near side. Big Mike pointing at the defense, but that's going to be a 5-yard mark-off against Mangum. So it becomes 2nd and 15 as they'll take it back to the 31-yard line. 3.5 left in the first quarter of play. They'll wind the clock here in a moment, and the quarter will come to a close. Oh, no, they stopped the clock.
Have they wound it yet?
No, they with a penalty in the final 4 minutes, they stop it. So 2nd down and 15 for the Tigers. 3.5 seconds left in the first quarter of play. Option for Laughlin, late Perry. Turns the corner, and then he gets rocked at about the 33-yard line. Ryland Penn on the stop across the way. That will bring quarter number 1 to a close. Mangum and Walters, a scoreless duel. It's love all at the end of 1 on Classic Hits 97.7.
The Hamburger Inn in Mangum continues to be that special place people have enjoyed for generations. Good food prepared by your neighbors in a laid-back atmosphere where you really feel at home. Breakfast, lunch specials daily, and the famous fish fry every Friday night, or a great steak dinner on Saturday night. But you guys know about the Hamburger Inn in Mangum. We'll see you there.
Taking care of your family is easy and convenient at the JCMH Family Care Medical Clinic in Mangum. Located at 114 South Lewis Tittle in Mangum, Dr. Lonnie Perryman and nurse practitioner Patty Burks provide a comprehensive full-service family practice, including care for children and adults, including geriatrics. Call 782-3393 for appointments at the JCMH Family Care Medical Clinic in Mangum.
Well, we got quarter number 1 in the books, Mangum and Walters. There is no score, 0-0 at the end of the first period of play. Tigers a couple of golden opportunities in that first quarter and could not convert. Justin O'Neill.
They could not convert. It was not, despite the effort of Webb on that carry on the 4th down. I thought he made it to the end zone, but apparently they had a better view than I did.
Well, the nice thing is you'll be able to go back and look at it on oksports.tv on the YouTube page, or you can go back to our Facebook page, and it's saved for posterity there as well.
Saved for posterity. You'll be able to see my perplexedness as we zoom in on that football. It looked like it was touching paint.
You zoomed in on it? Oh, man.
Got the close-up, Michael.
Double duty there. I like that. Gain of 4 on that last play of the end of the first period of play by Brett Perry. It'll be second down and 11. Mangum goes to work now. That's third down. I'm sorry, third down and 11. They go to work from their own 34-yard line. Laughlin underneath center. He'll hand it off and getting swallowed up as soon as he took the handoff. Fisher-Webb, penetration by Dakota Gorthy there on that near side. And again, that's the second time Webb has taken a handoff, and there's been somebody right in his ear hole.
Right in his ear hole. And you got to think that the Blue Devils saw something and were able to discuss it during that break in the period. And, man, they ate it up. They read that play like yesterday's news.
Remington White, dangerous return man, setting up shop at about his own 25-yard line. Set to punt the football away, Henry Lopez for Mangum. 11:25 and running in the first half of play. Lopez, no pressure, low line drive kick that will hit at the 38 and go forward down to about the 28-yard line. They'll die actually at the 29. So first and 10 for Walters from there. With 11:16 left in the first half of play. No score between Walters and Mangum. We mentioned the fact that Justin does all sorts of things for us on our broadcast. We appreciate him. He does some great analysis, doing our camera work, and also you're the guy that's putting the graphics up on the screen that people are looking at.
Every once in a while I remember, Michael, to look at my phone and punch those buttons.
Modern technology is, if nothing, fascinating.
I'm glad I don't have a third hand. I don't know what I'd do with it.
First and 10, 29-yard line, third offensive possession of the night for Walters. Josh Munn underneath center, and this one will stop before it starts. Yeah, what's the call here? They're talking to Remington White, and the call going to be offsides against Walters. So that'll move it back 5 yards and set up a second down and 15. Wow.
And the official crew tonight, they're no nonsense. We've seen a lot of flags in the air.
Yeah, week number 2, I guess you would expect that. Seth Edson, the tailback here. Munn underneath center, I formation. He'll hand it off to Edson, picks his way through the middle of the field, picks up those 5 yards they lost on the penalty, and gets 2 more back as he'll take it across the 30 out to the 32-yard line. Holding on for dear life there was Jalen Warner. It'll be second down and about 7. Warner with the tackle for Mangum. Better tackling, though, at least so far, by the Tigers than what we saw in week number 1. And you don't have to do it right now, but sometime I want you to get a shot of the stands across the way as the Mangum folks have traveled en masse here this evening.
They have. You can see it in the camera right now. They brought basically the entire stands are filled.
Munn wants to throw, has time, now flush from the pocket, reloads, throws, up for grabs, going to be dropped by Colton Laughlin at the 30-yard line. I tell you what, that was one of those cases where the ball hung in the air too long.
Too long, and you don't know what you're going to do with it. You have time to think about it sometimes when the ball is that high. I forgot how to catch. What do I have to do?
And you bring up a great point. I used to work with so many of my kids. I don't want you to think. I want you to react. And that was the case right there. The ball just stayed up there, stayed up there, stayed up there. Colton got himself underneath it like a center fielder, and then the ball popped out of his hands. Brings up a third down now. Third down, and we'll call it a long 7, short 8. 10:28 left in the first half of play. No score. Twin wide receivers here on the near side for Walters. 2 up top as well. Shotgun formation for Munn. Josh, with time, fires out in the flat. Pass is caught, and that'll be good enough for a first down. Rylan Penn with the catch. Spun out of bounds by Henry Lopez, but not before Penn got across the 40 to the 41. That'll move the sticks. And I believe that's the first down of the night for the Blue Devils.
I believe you are correct, and that's got to feel like a little bit of a relief for that Blue Devil defense.
Well, then again, you misspoke, Mr. Barnes, because there was a hanky on the field, and this one's going to come back. Penalty flag back there at about the 23-yard line. That is in the area of holding. And let's see if Big Mike Herron agrees with us. Yep, holding is the call. So instead of the first down, it'll bring up a third down and long for Walters.
And what a momentum changer for this Mangum Tigers. They need to seize this opportunity.
Well, second time that they have been the benefactors of a big penalty. Remember, they got one on a fourth down play that kept their offensive drive alive. And now, instead of a first down, it will be third and forever. The line to make for a first down is the 39-yard line. And just in the line of scrimmage looks to be the 13. So third down and about 26 and a half. Munn from the shotgun formation. He could quick kick. Remember, he is their punter. Left-hander going to throw the football instead. Now flush from the pocket. Wants to run. Breaks a couple of tackles. Out in space. And good job by Brett Perry. Perry is going to break down and make a play in space and not going to let you get by. So Brett Perry staying at home, not panicking. And even though Munn picked up a few yards, he is well short of a first down. It'll be fourth and about 20 yards to go for a first down. So Munn and company will have to punt the football away.
And you mentioned it. Great job by Perry to know the situation and just take care of business. We'll get him on the next play.
Here's the kick by Munn. Low line drive. Perry sees it hit at the 45, and it spins forward inside the 40 down to the 36-yard line. Well, I'll tell you what, Josh Munn, he should be a golfer as well, getting that kind of carry with his drives. My goodness.
He is putting a good boot into it tonight, isn't he?
By the way, speaking of drives, I didn't ever see, how did Tiger wind up today at the BMW Championship?
I don't get to keep up with these things, Michael.
Well,
remember, I'm a public educator.
I forgot.
Go, yes.
We're getting a little bit of that at our house with the 10-week-old puppy. We forgot about what it was like to have commitment to somebody besides ourselves.
Other lives depended on yours.
Yeah, exactly. All right, first and 10 now. Mangum goes to work their own 36-yard line. 9:40 left in the first half. And we have no score. Shotgun formation here for Colton Laughlin. Laughlin, a man in motion. He'll hand it off to that man. That's Perry. Brett going to get squeezed behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose 3. Back to the 33. It'll be second down and 13. And not being pulled one bit there defensively, Remington White and William Walker. That brings up a second down and 13. Wow.
And I got to say, it looked like a little more confusion there on the Mangum offense. Just it was really congested and not really giving any room to run.
So taking a page from Genesis in the land of confusion. Phil Collins out in front with Peter Gabriel lending support. Full house back. Michael in the morning, 6 to 10. Classic hits. Laughlin sets, fires, throws out in the flat right side. Pass is caught, but Trayvon Dickey maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage. Open field tackle by Devin Holly. Third down and 13. Well, we saw that quick hitter work so many times last year, but you got to get a stock block to get that cornerback off the wide receiver. So here we go, third down and 13. The line to make for a first down, the 46-yard line. 8:30 left here in this first half of play, and we have no score. See what William Dickey is going to dial up here. He'll go shotgun with Laughlin. Wide receivers on each side. That's Booth in motion. Fake to Sean Claude. Now dump over the top, Perry. Nobody fooled in a blue uniform. Back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Staying at home and playing excellent defense for this group from Walters was Charles Gee.
And you said it right there. Definitely no panic on this Blue Devil defense. They haven't seen anything tonight that has surprised them from the Tigers.
Remington White back to receive. Second punt of the night coming up off the foot of Henry Lopez. Lopez, no pressure, puts a toe into it. Nice kick, kicks it away from White. And the ball going to roll inside the 30 and finally set down at about the 26-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 from there. We mentioned earlier that the Altus Bulldogs at home tonight, entertaining the Vernon Lions in the Red River shootout between those two teams. Members of the Department of Human Services working the grill there at Hightower Memorial Stadium. Sharif Flores, Levi Tovar, his wife Heather, Rachel Gonzalez, and Sherry Derrickson all working tonight. May have gotten some help from Jimmy Bales as well. I don't know. Jimmy's sometimes hard to get anything out of him. So 1st and 10 now. Walters with the football. Have it at their own 26, they will call it. And ball going to be bobbled on the snap, and I believe Josh Munn will get it back. And Munn did. A good job by Munn to stay with the football. Boy, Cade Hernandez had his eyes set on that one, but kind of like a rebound that you tip to yourself. Munn got it back into his own mitts. It'll be 2nd down and 11.
Definitely good heads-up play by Munn to keep it out of the Tigers' paws. Once again, the Tigers really close to having a good opportunity at a great field position.
5 minutes gone by here in this first half of play. White going to split out here on the near side for Walters. Munn going to go underneath center. Single back look. Josh, deep handoff, trying to cut to the outside, sliding back to the inside, getting a couple of blocks. Still on his feet at the 25, out to the 30-yard line, running hard all the way out to the 35. Will go William Walker, and that's a guy that's running with his hair on fire and running over folks as well.
And to the cheer of this home crowd, they love to see that run. Extended out a little excitement for the Blue Devils tonight on offense.
Finally, Fisher Webb and Trayvon Dickey in on the stop, but again, a 1st down for Walters as they'll move it out to the 36-yard line. You're way too young to remember, but some folks out there will. Benny Malone, a running back that worked for the Washington Redskins and the Miami Dolphins, and he ran like that big, wide-open stride, just, as I said, with his hair on fire. 1st and 10 from the 36. Munn, deep handoff. Again, he'll go to Walker. Walker breaks a tackle, has the 40, 45, and out to the 47-yard line. Finally going to be stopped after another 1st down carry. Making the tackle for the Tigers, J.T. Schramm. And again, way downfield, Trayvon Dickey. But again, a 1st down carry for Walters as they'll move it out to the 47-yard line.
In the past few downs, it looks like the Blue Devils have found something. Let's see if the Tigers can find a way to patch that hole in the defense.
Well, Mangum had a couple of opportunities. They'll go back and watch the film on this. A couple of opportunities for guys to make tackles, and they didn't get it done. Talk about putting your head across the football. There were 2 guys who didn't get it. So 1st and 10, right back to Wonka, and again, he just runs right up the middle of the field, across the 50, inside the 50, and down to the 47-yard line. A gain of 7 on the play. 2nd down and 3. In on the stop, Payson Jenkins also getting off that pile. J.T. Schramm. But again, Mangum getting knocked off the football, and Wonka just running right at you. By the way, you think that William over the years has heard that Pac-Man thing? Waka, 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 waka.
Waka, waka.
I tell you what, if he can eat up dots like that every time, he can be a Pac-Man. Going to get a stoppage of play here, and does Mangum want a timeout? Who knows what that was all about, but they'll wind the clock now with 5:20 left in the first half of play. Remington White in motion. They'll hand the ball off, though, to Seth Edson. And Edson going to push the pile forward all the way down to the 40-yard line. And you're seeing some guys with 6s and 7s as their first numbers in white shirts, and they're getting their butts pancaked right now. Somebody has challenged that Walters offensive line, and they've accepted the challenge.
They have absolutely accepted the challenge. And we talked about them picking up their first down of the night not long ago. This drive has seen nothing but 1st downs, Michael.
Well, I think James Taylor once had a song called Steamroller, and right now that's that offensive line for Walters. They are just simply loading up and coming after you. First and 10, 5 minutes left in the first half of play. Single back look, Munn. Deep handoff. He'll go to Walker. This time he's met at the line of scrimmage. Better job inside by the interior to stuff things and allow a couple of guys to come over the top. It's Payson Jenkins and JT Schrum. And that'll be a no gain on the play. Second down and 10, 4:40 and running in the first half of play. And we have no score.
Still, as you said, no score. But this is the kind of football game we thought we would see at the outset. Just grabbing the ball, running up the middle. Time for the Tigers to continue to see if they can stop this Blue Devil onslaught.
Well, they had a hard time figuring out where to place the football. They did, and I tell you what, a lot of time is run off the clock, and there's still 4:15 left in the first half, but got to be careful here. Second down and 10. Munn. Inside handoff, a collision with his tailback. Somehow holding on to the football was Dakota Gorthy, and he'll pick up some positive yardage. Boy, that one had disaster written all over it. Schrum and Jenkins again in on the stop for Mangum. And we've got a player from Walters that is slow to get up. That's Harrison Kirkpatrick. Slow. Not going to be taken here. 3:58 left in the half. No score. Mangum and Walters. Classic Hits 97.7. Well, they didn't really take a full time out there, so they will continue here. I think our computer is upgrading anyhow. How come that always happens to you and I?
Technology, Michael, technology.
Is that what they call it nowadays? Third down and 6, 3:45 left in the first half of play. Munn from the shotgun. Wants to throw. Now drops the football. Picks it up and has room. He's down to the 30 and to the 29-yard line. And on a busted play, quarterback Josh Munn will pick up the first down. How about that?
And if you're the Blue Devils, that's one of those no, yes plays. Look like disaster, but able to make positive yards and another first down for the Blue Devils.
Well, sometimes when somebody makes a good shot on the golf course and it's completely unexpected, we say clean living. Clean living right there for Josh Munn. That ball bounced right back up into his hands, and he picked up the first down. So first and 10, inside the 30 at the 29-yard line. Walters with the football. High snap. Munn will go up and get it and hands it off to Edson. Edson going to cut it back here on the near side, breaking a couple of tackles and now going to be steer wrestled down by Bernard Bailey at the 25. Do they give him the 25? They do. So a gain of 4 on the play. Second down and 6. 3 minutes and running here in this first half of play.
And do you see anything on the Tigers?
Mangum Brick Company has been operating since the early 1900s. They're the largest private employer in Brick.
Surprise, surprise. Here we are.
I guess that was on a delay there. Thank you. So second down and 5. Munn from the shotgun with 2:40 left in the half. Deep handoff. He'll give it to his tailback, and right up the middle goes Edson. Edson to the 20, and he'll be close to the first down. As they will give him the first down. Dalen Stacy in on the stop, getting help as well from J.J. Skinner. But again, a first down for Walters as they continue to move the sticks with 2:32 left in this first half of play.
And as I was saying, Michael, what do you see in this Mangum defense just to make a stop on this steamroller, as you said?
Well, there's some guys up front right now with hands on hips. They're a little bit tired. And you're going to have to go down and find something right about now and turn back Walters late in this first half. Deep handoff, cut back, right side Edson, and Edson, ball comes loose, and there you go! The Tigers come up with a football. Dalen Stacy putting his hat on the football. It came free, and there to recover it for Mangum, Henry Lopez with 2:13 left in the first half of play.
Well, and you've called it all night. The Tigers need to be putting their head on the ball, and there we did right there. Great job.
Literally. You're
literally,
exactly, yeah.
Quite literally.
All right, so 2:13 left in the half. You've got 3 timeouts. There is no score. You've just kind of killed some momentum for Walters. Do you try to score here late in the first half, or you just grind things out?
Oh, you definitely want to get points on the board, Michael, but do it when you can.
First and 10. Inside handoff. Perry picks his way through the line of scrimmage and ran into his own man. Otherwise, he picks up more yardage. He'll take it out across the 10, maybe to the 11. We'll give him 3 on the carry. It brings up a second down and 7. He ran into Jason Shandy. Shandy, a big kid, but when you get hit from behind like a wrecking ball, like Perry, you're going to rattle your teeth a little bit. Oh, no, now the ball snapped into the end zone. Laughlin comes up with it, tries to get out of the end zone. Does he make it? No! Safety will be the call. So the ball snapped by Laughlin into the end zone. Colton able to pick it up, but couldn't get out of the end zone, was tackled in the end zone for the safety. And with 1:39 left in the first half of play, it's 2-0. Walters on top, and the free kick is on the way.
And, Michael, those were not the kind of points to get on the board that I was referring to.
Wow.
Unfortunate for the Tigers.
So Mangum, 2 different times in the red zone in the first half of play, has the ball after a turnover deep in their own territory, and then they give 2 points away here. So with 1:39 left in the first half of play, it's a free kick now for Mangum. And if you're the Tigers, do you punt or do you kick it off the tee?
I've seen Lopez tonight be punting the ball very well. I would punt and try to keep it away from any return.
Well, that's why you're a music teacher and a broadcaster, not a coach, because Lopez will be kicking, but he'll be doing it off of a tee.
There's no surprises, Michael. I have not made a call that has surprised anybody when I get it wrong. I promise you that.
Now, the thing that is, this group from Walters could get great field possession. Ryland Penn up top. Here down below, you'll find Seth Edson, and then in the middle of the field, that's William Walker. And that becomes the next thing. If you're, he's going to punt it now. They've gotten rid of the tee. He's going to kick it.
Somebody must have heard me,
Wow,
Michael.
They did. I take back everything I said about your school teaching abilities. So originally coming out with the tee in his hand, now Lopez going to punt the football away. Boy, where do you kick it?
There's a lot of green and blue out there, Michael.
So Lopez puts a toe into it, tries to kick it away, and fielded by Munn at his own 41. He's got the 50 to the 45, still on his feet, down to the 40. That's Ryland Penn on the return. A penalty flag flying, and this one is of an illegal block in the back. Jordan Patrick in on the stop for the Tigers. So what would have been great field position for Walters with 93 seconds left in the first half of play just now becomes good field position as they'll mark off the penalty. And again, there's got to be a block in the back.
Got to be. I agree with you. And if it does turn out to be a block in the back, a fortunate break for the Tigers as that clock is winding down rapidly.
By the way, I want to go back to your thing that you're doing with your phone and the camera and talking and stuff. I mean, so what you're telling me is that you've got an app. You put the down and distance in your phone, and then it gets on the screen that people are watching with oksports.tv or on Facebook Live.
That's right. There's little fairies in my phone that relay the message all the way through cyberspace. And somehow, if I punch the right buttons, you see the right score.
Hello, Tinkerbell. 1st and 10 from the 50. Munn going to get rocked back at his own 40-yard line. And what a great job that time by J.J. Skinner. Skinner blasting in from his defensive tackle position. Munn trying to set up shop, got rocked. Sean Claude was there to make sure he didn't go anywhere. Loss of 10. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 20. Minute 10. Clock running here in the first half of play. All 3 timeouts still on the board for both ball clubs. Did I say no score? 2-0.
2-0. 2-0, yeah.
I forgot about the 2-run home run there a moment ago. So 2nd down and long. Let's see what Chuck Terry and company decide to do here. They'll go shotgun again with Munn. Try to spread the field. 2 wide receivers each side. Low snap. Munn got to go down and get it, and he'll lose a couple of more yards on that play. And again, lucky to pick up the football. Sean Claude Booth and Cade Hernandez there again. And now I think if you're Mangum, you got to use a timeout, don't you, with 38.2 left in the half?
You got to think that if we can get the ball back, we got to do something with it.
All right, let's take a quick timeout ourselves. 2-0, 38.2 left in the half. Mangum trailing Walters. Classic Hits 97.7.
For top-notch heating and air conditioning service and installation, you can rely on Payne's Heating and Air, serving Southwest Oklahoma and North Texas from their headquarters in Mangum, Oklahoma. With years of experience and hundreds of satisfied customers, call Payne's Heating and Air Conditioning at 799-5130, 799-5130.
All right, coming up in half, we'll have a chance to talk to Shane Booth. Of course, he's the superintendent of schools at Mangum. And we're hoping that it's just a 2-0 ball game. I like the timeout here by William Dickey, though.
I agree with you, but it gets you a little bit of an extended break into the half and just kind of calms your squad down. Now, Michael, you mentioned it at the outset of this contest, and I'm starting to see what you were talking about. These boys look tired. Carrying around that extra humidity makes everything just a little bit heavier. They're ready for a break.
Well, your pants, you just get so much moisture, and your legs get heavy. Plus, running in that type of field, the muck and the mire, it wears your legs out after a while, especially since you're talking about the second week of the season. All right, 3rd down now and 21. Munn going to go shotgun formation. Mangum, by the way, 2 timeouts remaining. Munn wants to throw, flush from the pocket. Now he's going to lose more yardage as he is stopped at about the 31-yard line. Mangum needs to take another timeout here, and they will. They'll get it with 26.6 left in the first half of play. And again, the relentless pressure up front by the big fellas. Wow. That time, J.J. Skinner got back to the point of attack almost as fast as the quarterback did. So 1 timeout remaining. I've got 1 timeout remaining for Mangum. 26.6. Wet football, wet night. You got to go after the kicker here, don't you?
You have to go after the kicker. A block here could spell points right off the bat for the Tigers. And if you're at Walters, you're back there kicking the ball, you got to be thinking, I got to keep it away from Perry.
Line of scrimmage is the 32. The line to make for a first down, that's the 32 of Walters. Line of scrimmage, first down marker is over here at the 40-yard line, and that's on the Mangum side of the football. So, and again, when it's 4th and 27, you can pin your ears back and come after the kicker, because even if you get a penalty, you still going to
There's no real threat of giving them an extra possession. And add to the fact tonight we've seen quite a few loose snaps and bobbled snaps on both sides of the ball. Got to have that in the back of your mind.
No, we had a bobble 2 points of the ball game. So Munn, the quarterback, also the punter. Interesting, he is a left-handed thrower and a right-footed kicker. So Fisher Webb here on the near side. Brett Perry up top, set to return this kick. Trayvon Dickey over there on the far side, and trying to sneak Dickey in there, I think. Munn with time gets the kick away, wobbly kick. It will hit and pitch forward again. My goodness. Man, on a soft, soggy night, getting great forward roll as the ball will be dead at the 24-yard line. 1st and 10 from there for Mangum with 17.1 seconds left here in the first half of play.
And that is a difference maker, Michael. The extra yards they've had multiple times tonight on that punt. Got to give it up to the young man kicking the ball.
So 17.1 left in the first half. You got 1 timeout. What are you going to do here, Coach?
I'm going to go back and take a break. I'm going to take a knee, and we're going to line up and do it in the 3rd quarter. That's what I would do.
All right, well, Walters will get the ball to begin the 3rd period of play. 2-0 our score. Walters on top. Lopez going to split out here on the near side. And again, they've had a hard time getting him the football the first couple of weeks. Underneath center, Laughlin wants to throw, looks at Lopez. Now rolling out of the pocket, Laughlin. Colton, little kind of a shot put pass that is caught on the far side by Trayvon Dickey. Dickey gets out of bounds with 10.4 left in the first half of play. They'll move the 6 to the 35. It'll be 1st and 10 from there. So Colton didn't rear back and fire that one. He just kind of threw it from his ear. Little shot put action, or kind of like a catcher throwing down to second base. They pick up the first down. Shotgun formation here. Handed off to Perry. Brett wants to roll and throw. Does. Pass caught by Laughlin. Breaks a tackle. 50, 45, 40. Still on his feet at the 35 and knocked down at the 33-yard line. Mangum looks for a timeout, but they're not going to get it. Zeros on the clock. Oh, what a catch and a move by Laughlin on the pass from Perry. Some excitement to end the first half of play, but for naught. We go to the locker rooms. 2 on the board for Walters. Nothing for Mangum. You heard correctly. Walters leading at 2-0 at the end of the first half of play. And not so fast, my friend. I believe they're going to have a discussion, and there may be one more play for Mangum.
Looks like they may be putting some time back on the clock.
Let's see. Nope, they've changed their mind. So they had a conversation to the officials and said, no, time had expired. We're not going to put any time on the clock. So the first half does indeed come to an end. Walters leading it 2-0. Our halftime brought to us by Bratton Drug. And we're back after this on Classic Hits 97.7.
Mangum Oil and Gas at 1306 North Lewis Tittle offers so many services. From fuel at the C-store to the self-serve car wash, getting propane bottles filled or propane delivered to the home and farm, even U-Haul services. It's no wonder so many folks head to Mangum Oil and Gas, where they say, "Go Tigers."
What does it mean to be a Mangum Tiger, you ask? Well, we are one town, one school, and one family. We may be a small town, but we have big dreams and a bright future ahead of us. This is Lori Laughlin from Stockman's Bank, member FDIC, and we are so proud to support the Mangum Tigers.
Folks in Mangum know what to do when they need to quench a thirst, curb a hunger attack, or cool down with an ice cream. They just make the Loop at 918 North Lewis Tittle in Mangum. The Loop, supporting the Mangum Tigers and Lady Tigers.
For over 4 generations, the Willis family and staff have worked to develop their skills, and with improved technologies, they can assure you of a monument that will stand the test of time. Their award-winning designers, expert stonecutters, layout artists, sandblast sculptors, and installation crew are here to serve you. Visit them online at willisgranite.com. Willis Granite Products, with locations in Granite, Oklahoma City, and Stillwater.
Travis Septic Tank Service can handle everything related to septic tank maintenance and cleaning, including commercial applications. Call Travis Septic Tank Services at 580-782-2384. That's 782-2384. Travis says, "Go Mangum Tigers."
Wondering how Western Oklahoma State College can fit into your future? With 25 degree options and more than 20 student organizations, it's easy to join the Pioneer family. Western offers classes online and on campus, making it simple to fit an education into your schedule. Western's tuition is less than half of a four-year university's and offers many scholarship opportunities. To find out more about how your future is brighter at Western, visit wosc.edu.
Triad Home Health in Mangum is locally owned and offers nursing, physical therapy, occupational, wound care, IV therapy, and more. All administered by people who go above and beyond for you. Phone Triad Home Health today at 580-782-5800. That's 782-5800.
Well, on a wet, muddy football Friday night, we're getting the kind of game that we fully expected. 2-0 our score at the half. Walters on top on the virtue of a fumbled snap in the end zone and picked up by Colton Laughlin. They didn't give up the 6 because Laughlin able to get the football, tried to fight his way out of the end zone. Couldn't get it done, gave up the 2, and that's where we are. 2-0 at the intermission. Mangum and Walters. Walters on top. Our halftime is brought to us by Bratton Drug. Joining us now, always enjoyable to talk to the superintendent of schools there at Mangum, Shane Booth. And I know you're glad that Sean Claude back in uniform tonight and playing in this one.
Absolutely. It's been a long 3 weeks, and we're excited that he's getting the opportunity to play.
All right, and we'll talk a little football before we get to the nuts and bolts of things. And we were talking off air. You think they're going to be all right? And we're talking about the Mangum Tigers. Something about widening splits and stuff. And pontificate on that for us.
Well, you just can see that they're on the verge of breaking out. I mean, we've scored 2 points. It was for the other team, but our offense has scored 2 more points than they did last week. But in all seriousness, I mean, it's just a matter of widening some splits, getting some running lanes. Defensively, they threw an overset, it looked like, on us, where this heavy on the lineman on one side, and basically we've got a nose guard and then we've got an end, and they've got 3 people in the middle and we have nobody. So except a linebacker that everybody's going to go hit on. So I think they'll make some adjustments here at the half, and we'll come out and they're just basically using these first 3 weeks to find themselves, and then get into district play.
Well, I think you bring up a great point. There's 3 seasons to every season: the non-district, the district, and then you hope a postseason. And what happens in the non-district has no impact on seasons 2 and 3. All right, let's talk a little bit of softball now. I've not been able to determine, and you may or may not know. Of course, they got washed out today at the Sterling Shootout. Are they going to try to pick that tournament up again tomorrow over in Sterling?
No, that's been canceled.
Okay.
So there's no tournament tomorrow. Now, last I talked to Coach Carney, he was going to try to maybe get a home game with one of the teams. But it kind of depended on, at that time it was still raining in Mangum some, so just depended how the field conditions, and I haven't been able to talk to them tonight to know, but definitely the tournament in Elgin and Sterling.
Turn our focus to Monday night, as it'll be softball at Hobart, the rivals there, the closest team in the district standings, and then Sayre on Tuesday back in Mangum. And
Right.
As I look at the district standings, a 3-game sweep, and Mangum has all but clinched the district championship.
Yeah, I think so. You know, it's a new format this year, first year for the district formats, and you know, it's a lot like football in that whatever you do in your district determines your seed, and it's already, you know, your route to the state then set. So you know, the old time they were working on rankings and this and that. Now rankings really doesn't play any impact on it until you get to the state tournament. So
A little more fair, isn't it?
yeah, I think so. And you know, it's difficult for teams out in the far southwest, or you know, to put a ranking on Mangum and then us put a ranking on, you know, a Silo or a Dale or somebody that we don't see.
Right.
And so, you know, a lot of times you're just ranking off of really their tradition more so than what you've seen. And so it makes it where, you know, regardless of who you are, you have a path, and everybody knows what their path is.
Kind of makes for some long road trips, though, out into the Panhandle when you talk about Texoma and Hooker.
Yeah, definitely. You know, being isolated, we go to people that's even more isolated. But you know, we was able to do that this year. Was able to go up to the Panhandle, play a game, stay all night, come back and play a doubleheader the next day against Hooker, and so next year we won't have to go up that way. And so, you know, it's not the best of situations, but somebody's got to do it. So,
well, the nice thing about what you mentioned there, that happened before school started, so
Right.
it didn't take kids out of the classroom at all.
right, yeah, and that's a big part of it too. And I really think as they get into it, they're going to enjoy it. I think it's going to be good for the sport.
I read earlier this week, I think it was maybe late last week, the coach at Dale, who has been one of those that has asked for quite some time for this to become a district situation, finally got it, and he said, even though I've got the districts, it makes it tough with travel and scheduling, and I think it was Latta that he couldn't even put on his schedule because of the district games he had to play.
Right, and I imagine he didn't work too hard at it.
So tell me, what else is going on there at the Mangum schools that we need to know about?
Oh, we're just, you know, we're getting things kicked off. Next Friday night will be our first
Right.
football game there at home. We want everybody to come out to that. Thursday evenings, the Tiger Bash. You know, a lot of times we have that before school starts or before that first scrimmage, and usually we're right in the middle of softball like we're talking about. So this Thursday night downtown on the square, they're going to have the Tiger Bash, which is our main fundraiser for the year. All the teams will be there. We don't have any junior high games, any softball games. Everybody will be there, and so we'd like to have everybody come out and take part in that. Obviously, we've you know, done some different remodeling and stuff during the summer that we're proud of, and some painting and so forth. And probably the biggest thing is the renovation of the old gymnasium. It's getting pretty close to being complete with new weight rooms and some retractable batting cages and turf, inside turf area and stuff that you know, we basically use it for all ages and all sports, and that's where our PE is for like 5th and 6th grade even. So, you know, that's something that I think is going to really be beneficial to us as we go forward, and hopefully here in the next few weeks we'll have an open house and have invite everybody to come in and so forth. So, you know, it's an exciting time to get things going, and
Yeah. Now,
So-
well, explain to me a little bit more on the Tiger Bash coming up on Thursday, because I thought we had one of those a couple of weeks ago. We had an event on the square, didn't we?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago they had it was more of the elementary basically had a deal for the back to school, and everything that was raised there is going to the elementary teachers. And for supplies and, you know, candy, whatever they need in their classroom that you know, gives them some extra funds that way. And this one here is basically the traditional one that the Booster Club hosts, and the All Sports Boosters, and it's kind of their one major fundraiser for the year, and then from that they fund all the different sports and areas and so forth.
Okay, and you talk about the different sports. Do we put together a cross country team this fall?
We do. Kylie Peeler is our cross country coach, and they're out competing. I noticed that she's on the schedule tomorrow. They'll be going somewhere. I'm not exactly sure where, but they've got several matches throughout the fall, Then, of course, we'll get into the winter sports with basketball and wrestling, and then back to the spring with track. Had a great track season last year. Baseball looks like it's going to be strong, and then, of course, softball, get in slow pitch, and we're just traditionally strong in that. I mean, that goes without saying.
Tell me something. Do we go back to Hugoton in December?
Absolutely not.
He didn't hesitate on that.
We are actually going as far as Granite.
Yeah.
So we're excited to be going back to the Granite tournament, and I think that'll be a great tournament. We'll have I think of course Granite and Hobart, and I mean that's just that's going to be a good tournament and be close enough people can get to.
Well, help me understand something too. I realized that I was talking to some guys from the northwest part of the state. And because of the way they have changed classifications in football, specifically Class B, that is a 5-week playoff tournament now if you get to the championship ball game. And last year, Laverne and Shattuck both played in the Class B championship against one another. Well, Laverne was hosting a basketball tournament that same weekend, so they were missing, 2 teams on the boys' side. So have they moved? You can only play certain weeks tournaments. Have they kind of shifted that schedule a little bit, or do you know?
I'm not sure. I know that that was an issue whenever I was at Tipton, and one of the reasons that we had to go from the Granite tournament and ended up going over towards Geronimo, and then they kind of gotten each year the calendar switches a little bit, and so some years it falls right on that week and some years it doesn't, and but I know that's that's one of those things. And last year was a year that I told them if they won't go to Hugoton, they got to get in the state finals in football. So apparently they now I wish we had them back on the schedule for that reason, because I can almost assure you we'd be in the state finals in football if I tell them we was going to have to go back to Hugoton.
Be some great motivation there. What about in the classroom? What do we got going on there?
Well, we've got everybody hard at work. We've got some new course offerings this year. We're doing American Sign Language, which is works as a foreign language for the students, and we've got a lot of interest in that. We've got a new construction class. A lot of Casey Croom's teaching that for us, and a lot of the stuff that we're doing around the campus. That class is going to do throughout the year and take on projects and have some good hands-on learning that way. I know we've got the fair going on right now, and FFA is in full swing. They've been at it since July 1st. There's something going on all the time with the ag program, and Mrs. Bonds is doing a great job with them, and just I think throughout the system, everything's going pretty well right now. So
Sean Claude's senior season, who's going to have more of an empty nest type thing as the year goes along? You or mom?
Well, it just depends what day it is, I think. But we're both kind of struggling with it a little bit. We kind of found that with our daughters, we found that when it was time for them to graduate, somehow, God miraculously made it time for them to graduate and go on. So, we haven't got there quite yet with Sean, thank goodness, but we'll see.
I love that. That is a great analogy. There's probably a lot of parents of senior kids who have that same feeling that you do.
Yep.
Oh, Mr. Booth, we appreciate it. That is Shane Booth. He is the superintendent of schools at Mangum. We are at the half. It is a 2-0 ball game. You heard correctly. 2-0 our score. Mangum trailing Walters. Our halftime brought to us by Bratton Drug, and we're back after this on Classic Hits 97.7.
Farmers and ranchers need feed or supplies? 4E Feed and Supply in Mangum is farm-owned, so they understand your needs for the farm and ranch. They feature bulk feeds for pickup or they'll deliver. Great brands coupled with fast, friendly service. They have gates and panels, vet supplies, and show feeds too. 4E Feed and Supply supports Greer County school sports and ag activities. 425 East Lincoln in Mangum.
Buy your Mangum Tiger Spirit clothing from locally owned CJ's Tiger Specialty Shop, where you'll find the best selection, quality, and the lowest prices. Greer County items, too. They'll design something especially for your group. CJ's is your one-stop Mangum School Spirit Shop, 1 block south of the high school, Mangum, Oklahoma.
When it comes to getting your prescriptions filled quickly, just have your doctor send them to Bratton Drug in Mangum or Granite Drug in Granite, where competent and friendly pharmacists will quickly fill them correctly. Bratton Drug and Granite Drug are hometown, locally owned pharmacies, and they know you have a choice when it comes to a pharmacy. So they appreciate your business, and they're proud to serve you. That's Bratton Drug in Mangum and Granite Drug in Granite.
All right, Classic Hits 97.7. Justin O'Neill, Michael Barnes. It's at the half, 2-0 our score. Walters on top here, and it is a steamy night indeed. I had taken my glasses off momentarily. That was a mistake, as they are steaming up. And we'll kind of break down this ball game here in just a moment. But you heard Shane Booth talk about it. The season opener at home next Friday night over there at the Liberty Bowl. And Apache will be the opponent. Apache tonight along our network on 1420 KTJS, entertaining Hobart, Chad Fox, Shelley Fox, and the cast of thousands in that ball game. By the way, you need to know this, Justin. I know that you're doing triple duty here, analyzing, keeping the down and distance, keeping the score, and running the camera. But you're inside.
I am inside.
You're inside. Word from Chad Fox was that Shelley Fox, who is running the camera for that Hobart Apache thing, she's, and I'm quoting now, in a crow's nest with an umbrella over her.
Well, I will take the juggling act rather than being outside, Michael. Thank you very much.
Oh, you better believe it. 2 weeks from tonight, we'll open up district play at Hollis. And the schedule, Justin, Hollis and Frederick, back-to-back road games inside the district, weeks, I guess that would be weeks 4 and 5, wouldn't it? Yeah. And then when we turn to October, there is only one more game on the road after that October 5th ball game against Hobart. So a little bit tough in the early going with the travel, but come October, it gets a whole lot better.
You got to like that, especially with Liberty Bowl with its new facelift that we've seen over the past 12 months or so. It's going to be a great opportunity to showcase that for home games.
I'm kind of excited to see that. Well, you heard Shane Booth talk about it a moment ago. He thinks that this club is on the cusp of ready to explode offensively. Your thoughts?
I think he's right. I think there's definitely not big things to fix. We saw it last week. We've seen it this week. They've been in striking distance so many times, and it's quite frankly just mistakes that can be corrected that's keeping this team from getting on the scoreboard and running up quite a few points.
And I'm guessing that probably the mantra, if you will, inside that locker room of William Dickey is, hey, guys, let's finish. Let's finish. We were inside the red zone. How many times last week we didn't finish? We've been in the red zone a couple of times here tonight. We did not finish. Let's make sure we go finish.
I would think they're going to come out this second half of this ball game with a different look, maybe not offensively, but a different look and a different mentality as they get that football down into striking distance. We ought to see a little different motivation behind them.
So when we left Altus, you Googled the distance here to Walters. Do you remember what they told us it was?
Well, in Oklahoma, we measure distance in hours and time. We don't measure in miles. Okay. 1 hour and 24 minutes the way that we went.
Okay. Well, since you put it that way, I can put this way. If it weren't a 1 hour and 24-minute drive in my new pickup truck, I would be one of those over there. You see the puddle, and you can probably, Justin's going to pan over there and show it to you. The puddle that stretches from the 10-yard line to about the 25, 27-yard line over there on the visitor's side. If I did not have an hour and some odd minute drive home in my brand new pickup and he wasn't having to sit next to me, I would be doing headfirst slides inside that puddle. I can promise you that.
And the thing to know, Michael, there's many more opportunities to have a slip and slide than just that puddle. It just happens to be accessible.
I'm telling you, that just looks so inviting. I like the fact, though, that there are people across the way sitting in chairs. They are in the Kenny Loggins danger zone because somebody might come splash it over there before the night is over. 2-0 our score. It is Walters out in front of Mangum. Second half is coming up. Our halftime has been brought to us by Bratton Drug, and we'll return for the second half at Elmer Graham Field and Stadium here in Walters after this on Classic Hits 97.7.
The Hamburger Inn in Mangum continues to be that special place people have enjoyed for generations. Good food prepared by your neighbors in a laid-back atmosphere where you really feel at home. Breakfast, lunch specials daily, and the famous fish fry every Friday night, or a great steak dinner on Saturday night. But you guys know about the Hamburger Inn in Mangum. We'll see you there. Buy your Mangum Tiger Spirit clothing from locally owned CJ's Tiger Specialty Shop, where you'll find the best selection, quality, and the lowest prices. Greer County items, too. They'll design something especially for your group. CJ's is your one-stop Mangum School Spirit Shop, 1 block south of the high school, Mangum, Oklahoma.
All right, welcome back to Walters as we get set for the second half of play, and I am grateful that we're inside as well and do not have to set up top. I have an inordinate fear of heights. And in week 0, I helped my buddies from the northwest part of the state down at Tipton for that Shattuck-Tipton ball game. They were sitting on the very top of the press box there at Tipton. I could only make it to the bottom step, and they had to hand my equipment down for me because I was a little scaredy cat. I will admit it. So I am grateful for the accommodations that we have here at Walters and the fact that we are inside.
We're firmly in a box. So you're saying Barnes gets a little bit of high anxiety.
Oh, there is no doubt about it. By the way, speaking of Tipton, they are off tonight. Idle this evening are the Tigers. They did get their first win of the year last week against Burns Flat Dill City. Tonight, the Eagles had to make the trip up into the Panhandle to take on the Shattuck Indians. Oh, my goodness, that could be a bloodletting in Class B play. Also in Class B, how about the Snyder Cyclones? 2-0 on the year, and they have crushed the first 2 opponents they faced. Taking on the Foxes of Fox tonight. Snyder looking to go 3-0. This was a team about 2 years ago, I think it may have been 2 or 3 years ago, they didn't even have enough to field a team for a couple of games.
And you got to think now that they had to miss out on a few of those games, they're playing with a purpose. They understand that, every game is worth giving it your all. Sometimes that's what it takes for a young team to realize, hey, we're going to put it all out there, leave it on the field tonight.
Frederick Bombers, as we mentioned, they will be on the list of opponents coming up a little bit later on this season. Frederick traveling to Wellington tonight to take on the Sky Rockets in flight. Sayre Eagles, we'll see them later this year. They're at Wheeler, Texas this evening. We talked about the fact that the Hobart Bearcats are taking on Apache this evening. Cordell Blue Devils out of the district are idle this evening. They had a week 0 game, so they are not seeing action tonight. Class 5A matchup over at Hightower Memorial Stadium in Altus. It's the Bulldogs taking on the Lions of Vernon. Goodwin at Cameron University. Mac! And Lawton squaring off in that intra-city rivalry. And the Cash Bulldogs, big week 1 win. They stunned a lot of folks with that victory. They are on the road tonight as well. Cash playing this evening, looking for win number 2. Elk City hosting Woodward. One more timeout. We'll come back and have the second half kickoff. Walters will get the ball on top 2-0 on Classic Hits 97.7.
When it comes to funeral homes, there are several to choose from. But choosing a funeral home that is locally owned offers the advantage of the local owners who are involved right here in the community, helping you during your time of need. Greer Funeral Home owners Carson and Stacy Van Zant are perfect examples of owners who offer that family-like connection that you'd expect from a friend and a neighbor. Greer Funeral Home in Mangum and Granite, providing dignity and respect.
The Hamburger Inn in Mangum continues to be that special place people have enjoyed for generations. Good food prepared by your neighbors in a laid-back atmosphere where you really feel at home. Breakfast, lunch specials daily, and the famous fish fry every Friday night, or a great steak dinner on Saturday night. But you guys know about the Hamburger Inn in Mangum. We'll see you there.
Taking care of your family is easy and convenient at the JCMH Family Care Medical Clinic in Mangum. Located at 114 South Lewis Tittle in Mangum, Dr. Lonnie Perryman and nurse practitioner Patty Burks provide a comprehensive full-service family practice, including care for children and adults, including geriatrics. Call 782-3393 for appointments at the JCMH Family Care Medical Clinic in Mangum.
By the way, I've got to tip my hat to a guy that I know you know well and just is a fine human being, not to mention a good boss, Ronnie Webb, doing some double duty tonight so that I could be here this evening. And Mr. Webb, thank you so much. We appreciate your efforts and appreciate you always being there in the clutch.
And Ronnie Webb, he is definitely the epitome of a team player.
Yeah. And that's no pun intended. I mean, he really fits into that category. So, Ronnie, again, we do appreciate you very much. All right, second half set to begin here in our third quarter, brought to us by 333 Dental. That's Lively Dental. And, of course, they're going to – I mean, you're 330 Dental. You've got to sponsor the third quarter, right?
You got it, Michael.
All right, third quarter set to get underway here on Classic Hits 97.7. I believe, Justin, the actual moisture has stopped falling from the sky.
I don't see any more precipitation, but that does not change the humidity that I feel in this press box, Michael.
Yeah, it's the kind of day that if it were daytime and you went out to mow the lawn and it was a comfortable 75 degrees, you would wonder why you were soaked in sweat. You now know what it's like to live on the Gulf Coast. All right, back to receive here on the near side for this group from Walters will be Remington White. Up top, you'll find William Walker. And short is Josh Munn. He is dangerous. You got to watch him. Set to kick the football away for Mangum will be Henry Lopez. Second half is underway. Lopez, high end-over-end kick, near side, picked up by the up back. That'll be Seth Edson. Edson across the 30, 40, still on his feet at the 45, giving chase is Lopez, and he'll finally run Edson out of bounds at the 46-yard line of Walters. So a big return there by Seth Edson. Great field position for the Blue Devils as they go to work to begin the second half of play.
And the Tigers are fortunate that Edson ran out of field there because he was gone. And he just unfortunately needed another couple more steps of out of bounds before he would get by him. And let's go to work if you're the Mangum Tigers. Need to dig in and play some defense.
Well, the last time you called for that to happen, they got Walters to cough up the football on a fumble.
Let's hope I have that much power a second time, Michael.
All right, Luke, we'll see what you got going on here. All right, 1st and 10 now. Great field position for the Blue Devils as they'll go to work. Deep handoff, and oh, what a great tackle in the backfield there. Going up high that time was Jalen Warner, but blasting in down low. That was Bernal, wasn't it? Yeah, Bernard.
And a little bit slow to get up, a little hitch in his get-along, Bernard, on that one. When you hit, ladies and gentlemen, when you hit that hard, you also take a little punishment yourself.
And I said Bernal, it's Bernard Bailey. So a loss of 1 on the play, 2nd down and 11. A good start to the third quarter defensively for the Tigers. Munn, again, deep handoff, little stutter step in the backfield, and again, great open field tackling as Walker tries to break free, but again, there to make the stop. Bernard Bailey got some help as well from Big O J.J. Skinner. Dalen Stacy came over the top as well. With a minute gone by here in the third, it'll be 3rd down and 10 for Walters. They had the ball at the 45-yard line of Mangum on top 2-0.
And for this Tiger defense, those past 2 plays are exactly what the doctor ordered. That's the kind of team tackling I've been looking for.
Got to be careful here. Watch Munn dropping back to pass. You've sold out on the run the last 2 plays. Munn, underneath center, does want to throw. Rolls far side, has room, now gets chased out of the pocket by Warner. Jalen tries to push him out of bounds, and he does, shy of the first down at about the 37-yard line. That'll bring up a 4th down and about 3 with 10:29 left in the third period of play. And you can just kind of see that one coming. Mangum selling out those first 2 times on the defensive side, clogging up that middle. And Munn rolling away from his throwing hand, picks up about 7.
And Munn showing a lot of speed in the open field. Warner had an angle on him, and he took too sharp of an angle and gave up a few extra yards, underestimating his speed.
So Josh will bring the play in from the sidelines. Was that one of those crickets that we've seen?
That was a cricket, Michael. Not only do I do camera work, I also dance.
If you're squeamish, you wouldn't want to be here. 4th down at about 3. Munn from the shotgun formation. Deep handoff here. 1st down and more. 35-30. Still on his feet at the 25 is Walker. Down to the 15, to the 10, 5. Touchdown from 37 yards away. William Walker will score on a 4th down and 3. Wow.
And that is one of those mistakes as the Mangum Tigers you just cannot afford to make. And giving up that opportunity. Walker did a great job of cutting back up the field to get to the end zone towards the end of that play. Good effort by that young man.
Kept his head up, kept his shoulders square, waited on his blocks, and you're right. A couple of Tigers, you talked about a moment ago, had the angle and then gave up the angle and walk up into the end zone from 37. And it's 8-0 with the extra point on the way. Seth Edson, who returned the kick inside Mangum territory, will try the extra point. Ryland Penn, the holder. Snap is good. Hold is true. The line drive kick is up, and it is good. So with 10:17 left in the third period of play, it's a 9-0 lead. Walters over Mangum. Classic Hits 97.7.
Mangum Brick Company has been operating since the early 1900s. They're the largest private employer in Greer County. Mangum Brick is proud to support high school athletics radio broadcasts. And if you know of someone looking for work, always check with Mangum Brick, as they may be hiring.
For top-notch heating and air conditioning service and installation, you can rely on Payne's Heating and Air, serving Southwest Oklahoma and North Texas from their headquarters in Mangum, Oklahoma. With years of experience and hundreds of satisfied customers, call Payne's Heating and Air Conditioning at 799-5130, 799-5130.
Mangum Oil and Gas at 1306 North Lewis Tittle offers so many services, from fuel at the C-store to the self-serve car wash, getting propane bottles filled or propane delivered to the home and farm, even U-Haul services. It's no wonder so many folks head to Mangum Oil and Gas, where they say, "Go Tigers."
10:17 left in the third quarter of play. It's a 9-0 lead now. Walters in front of Mangum. And it was the result of a good kickoff return to begin the second half of play by Walters. Let's see now if Mangum can do likewise. Third period brought to us by 333 Dental. That's Lively Dental there in Mangum. Munn set to kick the football away for the Blue Devils. It's Brett Perry up top, and here on the near side, Trayvon Dickey. See if again they try to kick it away from Perry. Munn, kick here on the near side. They do indeed kick away from him. Ball going to be picked up by Trayvon at the 16. He'll reverse field, looks for a block, comes back inside and got nowhere to go. Trayvon Dickey was not going to make it to the corner, so he turned it back up inside, and a nice open field tackle turned in by a couple of Blue Devils. Charles G. in on the stop along with Shea McCovey, and it'll bring up a 1st and 10 now for the Tigers of Mangum. They've got it at their own 17-yard line.
And the Mangum defense, as they're over there taking a quick break, they need to keep their heads held high. They did a great job the first few downs of that previous possession, and they need to find what worked. And as they're over there getting a little breather, the ones that are off the field, keep their heads up. There's still a lot of football game left.
Mangum has moved the football well here this evening. Let's see if they can do likewise. 10-10 left here in the third. Laughlin, handoff, right side. That'll go to Fisher Webb. Webb turns the corner, got a block, has the 30, 35, 40, 45, cuts back into the 50-yard line, and finally shoved out of bounds at about the 43-yard line. Boy, I tell you what, Fisher Webb with some beep-beep road runner type speed. Wow.
Everybody underestimated Webb's speed in that play, including myself. I thought he might be able to get it back to about, the line of scrimmage, and he was able to open up the field, get positive yards. Fortunate opportunity for the Tigers.
Couple of nice blocks out on the edge, and one by Brett Perry, the other turned in by wide receiver Trayvon Dickey. So Mangum has it 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line of Walters, trying to answer here. Handoff will go to Perry. Brett inside the 40, down to the 39-yard line. Had a pretty good hole there. Brett Perry will pick up 4 on the play. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 6. Mitchell, how do you say that? How do you say Mitchell's name? Tell me that. Give me that. I can't do it.
Mitchell Guampai.
All right. Mitchell made the tackle, and he did a good job. 2nd down and 6. Laughlin on the option. Turns the corner. He'll go to a hard running Jalen Warner. Warner ridden out of bounds, shy of the 1st down. They'll mark him out at the 35. That'll bring up a 3rd down at about 2.5 with 9:23 left here in the third. Well, the running backs running with a little bit more of a purpose here in this third quarter of play.
I would agree with you, Michael. The pace is definitely different than it was in the first half.
Laughlin underneath center. And prior to the snap, timeout going to be taken by the Tigers. 9:23 left here in the third. They trail 9-0. This is Classic Hits 97.7.
What does it mean to be a Mangum Tiger, you ask? Well, we are one town, one school, and one family. We may be a small town, but we have big dreams and a bright future ahead of us. This is Lori Laughlin from Stockman's Bank, member FDIC, and we are so proud to support the Mangum Tigers.
All right, back here in Walters as we're at 9:23 left in the third quarter of play, 9-0. Mangum trailing, but in the middle of a nice drive here to try to put points on the board. Tigers, as we said, at home next Friday night. They'll take on Apache. Apache playing at this hour against Hobart. And by the way, if the schedule is correct, I want to believe it is, the rest of our start times will be 7 o'clock for the remainder of the season. Another feature I like.
The earlier the better, Michael. I agree.
So 3rd and 4, Laughlin and company ready to go to work. Lopez split out here on the near side. Colton going to go underneath center, full house backfield. Going to run a toss sweep to Warner. Tries to turn the corner. He'll pick up the first down of more. It's at the 30, 25. Oh, and an yard line. Otherwise, Jalen Warner scores. Nice tackle there and a touchdown saving play by Remington White. But Mangum will move the sticks. They've got a first down at the 20-yard line of the Blue Devils.
Great job by Warner getting an opportunity to show his speed in the open field there as well.
So 1st and 10 now for the Tigers. Toss sweep going to come this side. Brett Perry. Perry looking for the block. Has it at the 20 and then breaks a tackle at the 18. Takes it down to the 15-yard line. And they'll give him the 14. Ryland Penn in on the stop. But positive yardage there. That'll bring up a second down and about 3.5, 4 yards for the Tigers, trailing 9-0. Big old lineman moving some folks around. Perry in the backfield along with Webb. They'll hand it off to Fisher, and Fisher this time going to get swallowed up back at the 20-yard line. Great penetration that time by Nate Moser. Boy, Moser just comes flying in from his linebacker position, makes the tackle all the way back at the original line of scrimmage, and that'll bring up a 3rd down and 10.
It was a great read there by the Blue Devil defense. I saw that Mangum Tiger offense a little bit in the first quarter, going to the right, going to the left, going to the right. The Blue Devils guessed correctly on that possession.
All right, so 3rd down and 10. What wind there is at the back of Colton Laughlin. Lopez split out here on the near side. Dickey up top. Full house backfield. Laughlin wants to throw. Has time. His pass behind. Boy, that's a dangerous pass intended for Lamar James. Incomplete. 4th down and 10. James and Laughlin not on the same page there.
And we've seen this before. Tigers deep in the red zone. 4th down, Michael.
And they had it at the 15 on a 2nd down and 5. Lost 5. Now it's 4th and 10 from the 20. Clock shows 8:51 left in the 3rd. Lopez going to split out here on the near side. Taking a long time in the huddle. Now they'll break the huddle. In the slot is Webb. No, Lopez now will take the slot. Webb all the way out here on the near side. Also coming out will be Jalen Warner. Laughlin wants to throw. Now steps up, got room. He makes a fake and gets to the 16. And Mangum going to turn it over on downs. Give credit to that Walters defense. It looked like Laughlin was going to be able to scramble for the first down, but closing fast that time, Remington White to make the play.
You're absolutely right. That was a first down saving play by White, and unfortunate for the Tigers, but the Blue Devils are pinned deep in their own field.
So Walters will get it 1st and 10 with 8:44 left here in this 3rd quarter of play. They lead it 9-0. 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. So another long drive for the Tigers, but unable to convert. 1st and 10. And Munn going to hand it off to the inside, breaking free. That's Seth Edison across the 25 out to the 30 and the 32-yard line. He's going to get bulldogged down there by Henry Lopez, but they'll stop play momentarily, move the sticks. A first down carry there for Edson. With 8:37 left here in the 3rd period of play, Walters has the football all the way out to the 33.
And that did not take long at all for Walters to get out of the shadow of their own end zone, Michael.
No, 17-yard gain right there. So 1st and 10, they'll split a wide receiver out here on the near side. That's Remington White, single back look. Munn going to hand it off to the tailback. This time it'll be William Waka. Waka to the 35 and no more. Making the play for Mangum was J.J. Skinner. And they'll give him a yard on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Well, I love Skinner's tackle that time. That was a positive hit on the part of the big fella.
He was ready to lay his numbers into that young man, wouldn't he? See some more of that.
He splashed down, though. Look how wet now the back of his jersey is. I mean, they came down in a puddle. Shotgun formation here for Josh Munn on 2nd down and 9. Inside handoff going to go to Waka, and Waka to the 35 and no more. And again, in on the stop for Mangum, Bernard Bailey, and also Dalen Stacy. Stacy a little hitch in his get-up, but nonetheless, it's 3rd down and 9. Into the ball game, Corbin McGill. We say that we know Corbin hadn't been in there a whole lot because that shirt's still white. You've been in there any time. You don't have a white shirt anymore. So 3rd down and long. They'll throw out here in the flat. Pass caught by Penn. Gets a block. Has the 45-50. Still on his feet. Inside Mangum territory all the way down to the 43. A little slip screen out here in the flat. One block and a first down for the quick Ryland Penn.
And McGill no longer has a clean jersey, Michael, as he met a hard block to get extra yards on that carry after catch.
And you bring up a good point. They take it inside Mangum territory with 7 minutes left here in the 3rd period of play. Walters on top, 9-0. Shotgun formation again for Munn with a couple of backs. High snap. He'll go up and get it. Hand it off to Wakwa. Wakwa breaking tackles inside the 40 down to the 38-yard line. Dalen Stacy in on the stop. Got help from Payson Jenkins as well. Gain just of 2. 2nd and 8. Now, Mangum is, they've had a habit of making some pretty good plays on 1st and 2nd down, and then 3rd and 4th down has been a bugaboo for them, and giving up those 9 points. Of course, only 7 of those the result of the defense giving up points. 6:15 left here in the 3rd. Remington White been quiet all night long. Look out for him out here on the edge. Deep stretch handoff here, and a good job of staying home by the Mangum Tigers. Filling in at the point of attack was Jalen Warner. Spinning forward was Wakwa. He picked up a couple, and that'll bring up a 3rd down and 7. We've slid inside 6 minutes, 5:55 and running here in this 3rd period of play. Were you a Burt Reynolds fan?
Burt Reynolds fan, yes. Sad news this week, Michael.
Dying at the age of 82, and of course, Deliverance and Smokey and the Bandit and Longest Yard. Got to be his top 3 movies, I would think. Roll out left side or right side. That's Munn wants to throw across his body. Has a man. Pass incomplete. Ryland Penn had gotten behind the defense. But boy, just as Munn let go of the football, he got hammered by Payson Jenkins. Big hit by Jenkins. Wow. Of course, he also posed for Cosmopolitan, and he later said that was probably the biggest career mistake he made. Reynolds was a quarterback in college, played at Florida State, and they thought he was going to make it to the NFL, but then he hurt his leg and was in a car accident, and he turned to acting. So punting the football away, Josh Munn, that's off the side of his foot, and he doesn't get that forward roll. It's a roll that goes right and out of bounds. But fairly deep inside Mangum territory at the 16-yard line. 5:23 left here in the 3rd. Tigers will get the ball back, trailing 9-0. Our 3rd quarter brought to us by 333 Dental.
Folks in Mangum know what to do when they need to quench a thirst, curb a hunger attack, or cool down with an ice cream. They just make the Loop at 918 North Lewis Tittle in Mangum. The Loop, supporting the Mangum Tigers and Lady Tigers.
For over 4 generations, the Willis family and staff have worked to develop their skills. And with improved technologies, they can assure you of a monument that will stand the test of time. Their award-winning designers, expert stone cutters, layout artists, sandblast sculptors, and installation crew are here to serve you. Visit them online at willisgranite.com. Willis Granite Products, with locations in Granite, Oklahoma City, and Stillwater.
Well, as you watch there on Facebook Live or OKSports.tv, Colton Laughlin keeps the football himself and picks up 6, 2nd down and 4. Laughlin, positive yardage there. 4:50 left here in the 3rd. Full house backfield. Colton this time going to hand it off to Sean Claude. Booth bangs his way out near the 25. That'll bring up a 3rd down and short for the Tigers. 4:40 left here in the 3rd.
And so far this second half, the Tiger offense has shown no difficulty moving the ball down the field. See if they can continue positive yardage on this 3rd down.
Well, 3rd down and short. Let's see what they do here. Laughlin underneath center, going to keep it himself. Quarterback sneak. He'll pick up the 1st down. Colton Laughlin takes it across the 25 out to the 27. And a good job by Laughlin there. You get over center, you see where a hole is, and if you've got one, take the snap, go get the yard, and pick up the first down. That's exactly what Colton did. We've gone this long in the broadcast. Haven't mentioned college football tomorrow with both Oklahoma and Oklahoma State in action. OU at noon against the Bruins of UCLA and Chip Kelly. They were a dud in their season opener against Cincinnati last week. And Oklahoma State will be taking on South Alabama. Not Alabama, but South Alabama. They'll try to run the jet sweep here, do the Tigers, and to no avail. Fisher-Webb going to get dragged down in the backfield. The open field tackle there. Nate Moser, that's the second time he has shot the gap from his linebacker position to drop Fisher-Webb behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose about 3.5, 4. They'll bring up a second down and about 13. 3:40 left here in the third. Laughlin this time. Patient underneath center. Wants to throw the football. Rolling near side. Now gets pressure. Comes and has some room. Makes a move and picks up positive yardage. Boy, I tell you what, he faked Dakota Gorthy out of his socks down there and got it across the 30 out to the 34-yard line, where it'll bring up a third down and a manageable. Good job that time by Colton Laughlin. But you could see Walters having a spy there on Laughlin because Gorthy stayed at home.
They did. He stayed at home. And Laughlin, as the play broke down, was able to extend that with his legs. But as you said, Walters knew that might have been an option.
Third down and 4, 3:23 left here in the third. Laughlin wants to throw. Ball going to get batted back in his face. And, boy, I tell you what, Mitchell whomped him that time. So the incomplete pass will make it fourth down, fourth and about 4. 3:19 left in the third period of play. And Mangum going to have to punt the football away. Gawampai. Look like Popeye there.
Gumpai, yes. Gumpai absolutely knocked the football down.
He almost, if Laughlin doesn't catch it, I'm not sure the big fella doesn't get his hands on it. Actually, Colton didn't catch it. He knocked it down, kept it away from him. Now some confusion on the punt team. They didn't have enough guys in there. Now they've got 11. 3:19 left here in the third. Lopez, little pressure, gets the ball away. Nice kick by Henry. Hits at the 37, going to field it on the hop by Remington White. White going to come near side, looking for a block now. Reverses his field at the 35, still looking for help. Has the 40. Penalty flag will fly. Remington White inside Mangum territory all the way down to the 45, but a penalty flag back here at the 34. We're going to get a block in the back. This one is coming back.
And how many times do you see that, Michael, on a punt return? Whenever it takes that long to develop and it reverses field, almost always you'll see somebody making a block that's not legal.
Well, and believe me, I was on that kick coverage team. You know, guys are not looking at you, and you are ready to lay somebody out. And if you don't have a good angle, you'll get that block in the back, and that's what we had here. Back to UCLA and Oklahoma. They play tomorrow at noon up in Norman, and then Stillwater will be the site for Oklahoma State and there's the block in the back call, and South Alabama. Both those games on our network on 1420 KTJS.
I'm gonna have to ask you, Michael. I'm not a connoisseur of Alabama football. I've never heard of South Alabama. What's their mascot?
You know, and I'm thinking in my mind, and I want to say it's the Bulls. I think it's the South Alabama Bulls.
South Alabama Bulls.
But I'm probably wrong.
Cowboys taking on the Bulls. Huh?
Somebody. Oh, I like what you did there. Timeout being taken here. 3:01 left in the third. The third quarter brought to you by 333 Dental on Classic Hits 97.7.
Travis Septic Tank Service can handle everything related to septic tank maintenance and cleaning, including commercial applications. Call Travis Septic Tank Services at 580-782-2384. That's 782-2384. Travis says, go Mangum Tigers.
Wondering how Western Oklahoma State College can fit into your future? With 25 degree options and more than 20 student organizations, it's easy to join the Pioneer family. Western offers classes online and on campus, making it simple to fit an education into your schedule. Western's tuition is less than half of a four-year university's and offers many scholarship opportunities. To find out more about how your future is brighter at Western, visit wosc.edu.
3:01 left here in the third quarter of play. Mangum trailing 9-0, and Walters has the ball first and 10. I formation, Munn, deep handoff. He'll go to the scat back. That's William Wakwa. Wakwa tried to come back to the near side, but a good job of staying at home by the Mangum defense. Sean-Claude Booth in on the stop. Got some help as well from Corbin McGill. No gain on the play. Second down and 10.
And during the break, Michael, I was able to find out it's the South Alabama Jaguars.
See, I knew it was Jaguars.
It's too poetic to be the Bulls.
The Jaguars, huh? Not a whole lot of those. Jacksonville Jaguars come to mind, and then after that, I draw a blank. Split out here on the near side, Ryland Penn. Second down and 10. Munn, deep handoff. He'll go to Wakwa. Wakwa trying to turn the corner, being chased and grabbed by Bernard Bailey, and Bailey holding on for dear life. And I don't know that Wakwa got back to the line of scrimmage. Good defense that time by Bailey. Bernard really has played pretty darn well here this evening.
He has. He's been putting out a lot of effort. If there's a young man that you see play after play, giving it all, Bailey has been doing it tonight. Loss
of a yard back to the 24.5-yard line. Third down and 11 with $1:50 and the clock running here in this third frame of play. Let's see what head coach Chuck Terry going to dial up here. Colton Laughlin, by the way, playing a deep secondary position. He's in center field. They want to throw. Deep. Got a man wide open. And the pass is caught by Remington White at the 50, 40, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, no flags. 76-yard touchdown pass and catch from the left-handed Josh Munn to the wide-open Remington White. White running the wheel route. Somebody forgot about him, and that's an easy pitch and catch for 76 yards. I told you earlier, watch Remington White. He is a playmaker. Showed it right there.
And with Munn being a left-handed quarterback, gives you a little different look defensively. That might have played a factor into losing White on that play.
Well, and nobody on that side of the field for Mangum defensively. Wow. So it's 15-0 with 1:26 left here in the third. Mangum trailing. That's the bad news. The good news is you're only down by 2 scores. Even though it feels like Walters has pummeled the Tigers, it's a 2-score ball game. Extra point from Seth Edson. No, they're going to fake it. Run it with Ryland Penn. Penn looking for the corner of the end zone. Did he get there? No, he did not. And with 1:26 left here, the 15-0 ball game. Walters leading Mangum on Classic Hits 97.7.
Triad Home Health in Mangum is locally owned and offers nursing, physical therapy, occupational, wound care, IV therapy, and more. All administered by people who go above and beyond for you. Phone Triad Home Health today at 580-782-5800. That's 782-5800.
333 Dental Care in Mangum is the dental practice of Dr. Dustin Lively. His experience, skill, and compassion go hand in hand when providing exceptional, up-to-date patient care. Dr. Lively and his team of professionals are proud to help you with the best dental care possible, along with long-lasting smile. Call 580-782-2552 or visit the team at 333 Dental Care. They support the Mangum Tigers and Lady Tigers.
Well, the Castle Insurance Agency of Mangum is celebrating 80 years in business and 4 decades of Mangum Tiger and Lady Tiger graduates. The Castle Insurance Agency has had and will continue to have a long-term commitment to support Mangum students on the field and off the field. For auto, home, farm, bonds, crop, oil field, or commercial insurance, please call or stop by the Castle Insurance Agency, 122 South Pennsylvania in Mangum. Call 782-3049. That's 782-3049. The Castle Insurance Agency of Mangum.
All right, we get ready for the kickoff here now for Walters as they've extended their lead to 15-0. But Mangum needing a big play somewhere. Offensively, defensively, how about in the kicking game? Here's the high end-over-end kick from Seth Edison, and offside's going to be called against Walters, so they'll move it back 5 yards.
And you got to know that Walters is jumping the gun a little bit there, trying to make sure they get good coverage on this Mangum return team so that Mangum doesn't make that quick strike.
Gave him 5 free yards, so that'll help out. Hope that you're enjoying Michael in the morning as much as I am. We do a show 6 to 10 here on Classic Hits 97.7. For those of you who are watching along the internet, you can download the Classic Hits 97.7 app and listen to us anywhere you like. we do have a lot of fun. There's no doubt about that. Plus, it's music I grew up with. You grew up with, some of you didn't, and you millennials, you might check out our music. You just may find that you like it.
There's some hidden gems in there, Michael.
All right, so kick by Josh Munn will hit at about the 25-yard line, picked up there by Brett Perry, and Perry going to get knocked down right there at the 25. Remington White, who just caught the touchdown pass of 76 yards, making the tackle.
There it is again. You mentioned White being a playmaker. He just honed in on Perry and stopped any chance of a return happening.
Well,
right
the
there.
thing that made that so difficult, too, Justin, is that ball kicked kind of out in no man's land, and Perry took a long time to get to the football, pick it up, and by the time he did, White flying down there to make the tackle. So 1st and 10, Mangum will go to work, trailing 15-0. They've almost gone 5 or 6 rather, and now 7 full quarters without scoring a point. See if they can change that here over the final 118, headed to the 4th. They'll go shotgun. Laughlin, couple of backs, hands it off to, that was Jean-Claude Booth on the crossbuck, we used to call it. I'm watching Brett Perry here on the near side, but it was Booth going to the far side, and great sleight of hand that time by Colton Laughlin and Jean-Claude Booth. And Jean-Claude will pick up 6, 2nd down and 4. I like that.
I was with you, too. My eyes were on Perry, thinking that was going down about the line of scrimmage.
2nd down and 4. Again, Laughlin from the shotgun. This time he'll land it off to Brett. Brett back inside, has the 35, 37, 38-yard line. That'll be good enough for a 1st down. They'll stop the clock, move the sticks with 43.8 remaining in the 3rd. And we've got a player for Walters down on the field at about the 35-yard line. Mangum, though, picking up a 1st down with 43.8 left here in this in this 3rd period of play. 3rd quarter score. It is Walters 15, Mangum nothing. Classic Hits 97.7.
Farmers and ranchers need feed or supplies? 4E Feed and Supply in Mangum is farm-owned, so they understand your needs for the farm and ranch. They feature bulk feeds for pickup or they'll deliver. Great brands coupled with fast, friendly service. They have gates and panels, vet supplies, and show feeds too. 4E Feed and Supply supports Greer County school sports and ag activities. 425 East Lincoln in Mangum.
Well, the injured player was Remington White. The good news is White getting up and walking off the field underneath his own power. Not really sure what happened to Remington. He got caught up in traffic inside. Remington, not the biggest of chaps, but plays bigger than he is. And you get caught up inside with some of them big bodies, they start falling on you and get your attention in a hurry. 43.8 left in the 3rd quarter of play. Mangum has moved the football all night long, has been unable to punch it in the end zone. They trail here 15-0. 3rd quarter brought to you by 333 Dental in Mangum. Fresh set of downs now. Laughlin. Inside handoff to Booth. Jean-Claude, 40. Bounces off a tackler. Has the 44 and then blast into somebody across the far side. Knocked him on their keister and then looked at him. I think that was named Mosier. It was. Well, I tell you what, Mosier, he got a little wobble to his walk right now. I mean, he got belted by Booth.
He's not soon going to forget that hit that he just took to stop that play, Michael.
32.4 left here in the 3rd. They'll go back to Perry and Brett that time. Submarined behind the line of scrimmage. Knifing in to make the play, William Wakwa. And prior to the snap, we had a flag fly from the back judge. That's Bryce Sellers. And Mangum says it's against Walters. Notice one of the coaches here on the near side jumping up and down. I don't know if we had an illegal substitution on the part of the Blue Devils. Let's see what the call is going to be with Mike Herron. Yep, sure was. So they'll mark it off, and that'll give Mangum the automatic first down. Not an automatic first down, but the mark-off will give them the first down out near the 50-yard line with 27.2 left here in this 3rd quarter of play.
And we see the Tigers do on the ground what worked so well last season with the 1-2 punch of Perry and Booth and Perry and Booth. I'd like to see them continue this on this drive.
Oh, that's the big one there. I thought it was just illegal substitution, but that's an ineligible player on the field, and that's a 15-yard mark-off that takes it all the way down to the Walters 41-yard line. So again, Mangum the benefactor of a Walters mistake. See if Mangum can take advantage of it. Laughlin from the shotgun. Hands it off to Sean Claude, turns it inside Booth, inside the 35 down to the 33-yard line, but we'll get a hanky at the 35-yard line, and that's where we get either a holding or a block in the back, and it'll be a holding on Mangum. And one of those, I'm going to tell you, when they go back and look at film, they're going to say, son, there wasn't any reason to hold on that. Booth was already by you.
They won't throw the flag if you're not holding.
Yeah. So, as has been the case most of the night, the Tigers getting a break, but then giving something right back to this group from Walters. Penalty flag is at the 35. They'll mark it off 10 rather. Take it back to the 45. And that'll bring up a first down and about 14 yards. Line to make is the 31, just outside the 31. Line of scrimmage is the 45. 24 seconds left here in this third quarter of play. Then a long third period. As Laughlin now set to go to work. Shotgun formation, single back look. 3 wide receivers here on the near side. Colton runs the option to the naked side of the field, has the 40, 35, skips the tackler, spins at the 30, still on his feet, and finally dragged down at the 25-yard line. It'll be a first down for Mangum, and I don't know if that's a busted play or not, but if it was, it worked.
And that's what I like to see, Laughlin making it happen on his feet, finding a way to get down the field. Great heads-up play for him to put it on, tuck it, and run.
He was all by himself out on the edge, had one man to beat, picked up the first down. First and 10, Laughlin on the option. Late pitch. It'll go to his trailing tailback, Jalen Warner, and that'll lose yardage. And good job of sniffing it out on the edge that time by Walters on the final play of period number 3. We'll go to the fourth. Mangum down 15-0. You're listening to Classic Hits 97.7.
Buy your Mangum Tiger Spirit clothing from locally owned CJ's Tiger Specialty Shop, where you'll find the best selection, quality, and the lowest prices. Greer County items, too. They'll design something especially for your group. CJ's is your one-stop Mangum School Spirit Shop, 1 block south of the high school, Mangum, Oklahoma.
When it comes to getting your prescriptions filled quickly, just have your doctor send them to Bratton Drug in Mangum or Granite Drug in Granite, where competent and friendly pharmacists will quickly fill them correctly. Bratton Drug and Granite Drug are hometown, locally owned pharmacies, and they know you have a choice when it comes to a pharmacy. So they appreciate your business, and they're proud to serve you. That's Bratton Drug in Mangum and Granite Drug in Granite.
Justin O'Neill, Michael Barnes, and Richard Carney chiming in. Richard said that South Alabama is the Jaguars. But you already had that, didn't you?
I imagine he didn't have to go to Google to figure that one out, Michael.
Probably not. Richard's pretty heady about that sort of stuff. So the fourth quarter set to unfold here on Classic Hits 97.7 on OKSports.tv and on our Facebook Live page. It's brought to you by the Great Plains Bank. Mangum trailing 15-0. They've got a second down and 11. Ball inside Blue Devil territory at about the 27-yard line. So, during that timeout, let's see what the brain trust from Mangum has come up with here. Get ready for this fourth quarter of play, and it'll be in the backfield, Perry and Booth, Laughlin at quarterback. So they break the bone here and put in the slot Warner. Now they're going to flip-flop and go strong side with one of their tackles, that's Stetson Ryan. So they've got an overload on the right side. Second down and 11. Fourth quarter set to unfold here. Toss sweep, right side Perry. Looks for a block. Brett gets it from Lopez, and Brett Perry will pick up positive yardage inside the 30 down to about the 21-yard line. So Perry picks up 5 on the play. It'll bring up a third down and about, we'll call it a long 6, short 7.
And a good job by Perry to read that block from Lopez and jump upfield and get some extra yards.
Obviously, we're in 4-down territory here as well. Henry now going to split out here on the near side. Tight end on the weak side is Leighton Ketchum. Go Ketchum's way. Big block there. No, they'll reverse it here on the near side. Booth, Jean-Claude breaking a tackle once, twice, 3 times a lady. Inside the 20, down to about the 17-yard line. Jean-Claude Booth will pick up 4, and that'll bring up a 4th down and short for the Tigers.
And the tackler on that play, a little slow to get up. Might be struggling with some cramps down there, Michael. But he is off the turf now.
Yeah, that was Josh Munn. Looked like maybe he a little leg weary right now. So 4th down and 3. 10:45 left here in the 4th. Mangum down 15-0. Going to go shotgun formation with Laughlin. Perry to his left. They'll hand it off to Brett. Gets a block from Booth. Brett inside, scrambling for the first down, and he dives for it and gets it at about the 11-yard line. Great job by Brett Perry to read the block of Jean-Claude Booth. Kicked his man to the outside. Perry off his butt, right up the middle of the field, picks up the first down.
And that's the second time on this drive that we've seen Perry do such a great job reading the blocker, getting those extra yards, getting the first down, keeping this drive alive.
Well, I'm going to go just basic smash mouth football now and get my first score of the year. Laughlin going to hand it off near side. He'll give it up to Jean-Claude. Booth still on his feet, fighting for the end zone, and he steps out of bounds, they said, inside the 5-yard line. Jean-Claude Booth, hard running. And does he pick up another first down? Nope, just shy by a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 1. Well, Jean-Claude, really impressive in his debut here. 2nd down and a yard for the first down. 2nd and 2 for a touchdown. 10:15 left here in the 4th. Mangum yet to score this year, but they get a score here, and they're within 1. 1 score. So shotgun formation, Perry to the left of Laughlin. Now he'll go underneath center. Now come back. Booth to his right. Hand off Brett. Tries to bounce it to the outside. Didn't get it done. Walkwa, the open field tackle. That'll bring up a 3rd down and about 4. Wow.
And we've talked about the field all night being pretty soggy. Looked like Brett might have lost a little bit of footing there trying to take a big step and just wasn't able to make it happen.
Mike Herron asking for an official's timeout. I think they got to change out the footballs. That is the case. 10:04 left of the ball game. Mangum facing a 4th down. About 6. Inside handoff, going to go to Jean-Claude Booth, bottled up at the 5-yard line. He'll get no more. That was a 3rd down play. I'm sorry. So it's 3rd down and 6. Jean-Claude to the 5. 4th down and 4. 4th and 4 for a touchdown, or for a first down. 4th and 5 for a touchdown. And here we go again. Mangum deep inside the red zone. Can they convert?
4th and 4 from the 5-yard line.
Laughlin going to go shotgun. Perry to his left, Booth to his right. At the tight end slot, Warner. Going to go inside handoff, and boy, I tell you what, Jalen Warner going to lose big yardage there. Penetration by Nate Mosier. We have seen him do that so many times from his linebacker position. And Mangum will turn it over on downs. 9:14 left in the 4th quarter. And Walters will get it back here in period number 4, being brought to you by Great Plains Bank.
And another heartbreaking possession for the Tigers, marching it all the way down the field, deep into the red zone, and cannot convert, Michael.
They've been inside the 5-yard line on 2 different occasions tonight. Got it down to the 1-yard line once, turned it over on downs. Got it to the 2 at one point during that drive, turned it over on downs. 1st and 10 from the 10 for Walters. They lead 15-0. Deep handoff here, and lowering his shoulder and his head, picking up a couple of yards. Seth Edison in on the stop for Mangum. JT Schramm pick up a 3, 2nd down and 7. 8:50 and running here in the ball game. Mangum has used 1 timeout, and it's something to keep in mind as the hour grows late. That 3rd quarter took forever. First half was quick. This 4th period zipping along as well. 2nd down. Deep handoff here, and boy, I tell you what, just loading up Seth Edison, and he just absolutely took on Henry Lopez here on the corner and won that battle. Picked up the first down or more across the 20, out to the 22-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils. And I mean, that was just Edison turning the corner and saying, okay, here I come. Let's man up, see what you got. Bang!
He saw first down in his eyes, and it was going to take a whole lot to stop that young man.
So 1st and 10. Remington White split out here on the near side. He's caught a touchdown for 76 yards here this evening. 8:10 left of the ball game. Handed off to Wakwa. Wakwa turns the corner, picks up positive yardage. He got blasted by Dalen Stacy, but Stacy didn't wrap up, and so picking up 4 on the play was Wakwa. That'll bring a 2nd down and 6. Finishing off the play for the Tigers, J.T. Schrum. 7:50 clock running. And again, Walters doing a good job of using as much play clock as they can each snap. 2nd down and 6. Ball at the 25. Line to make the 31. Clock inside of 7:30 after this snap. Munn underneath center. I formation. Sends a man in motion. They had 2 men moving at the same time. Where's the penalty flag? Inside handoff. Wakwa out near the first down across the 30. Out to the 31-yard line. Colton Laughlin makes the tackle, and they will move the chains. We didn't switch to Canadian rules or American AFL football, did we?
That's how I play football in the Sandlot, Michael. Wow. Just everybody's moving all at the same time.
And a guy in motion coming far side, near side, and then the running back was in motion, flattening down the line. 7:05 and running in the 4th. And holding on to the football here, Wakwa. He'll turn the corner, hands the 30, 35, slips a tackle, and makes his way out to the 40-yard line. Shoestring stop made there by Trayvon Dickey. Wakwa slow to get up. He's got gold shoes on. Yeah, I just now noticed that. Golden slippers for Wakwa.
The golden slipper.
Ball outside the 40 at about the 40.5. 2nd down, and we'll call it 1.5 for Walters. Game of keep away right now for the Blue Devils. Up by 15 with 6:30 left here in the 4th quarter. Brought to you by Stockman's Bank.
The golden shoes, is that something that Usain Bolt had started?
He did. And Usain Bolt now is a soccer player. 2nd down and 2. Quarterback keeper. Boy, that's a busted play there. And a huge mistake made by the offense from Walters. Josh Munn looked to hand the football off. There wasn't anybody there. He ran for his life, then got crumpled back at about the 36-yard line. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and 6 for Walters. So again, an opportunity for Mangum to take care of a mistake made by Walters.
We'll see if they can capitalize, Michael. And on that stop, we had Bernard Bailey putting a pretty good hit on the quarterback and just standing up, walking back and saying, I'm ready to go back and play another down.
5:30 left here. 3rd down and 6. Little screen pass here, caught by Penn. He'll break a couple of tackles and drags people across the 45 out to the 46. That'll be a 1st down. Late penalty flag will fly, and maybe 15 more yards tacked onto this one. Get an unsportsmanlike conduct, I believe, called on Mangum. Let's see if that will be the call, but given body language and reaction, that's what we're going to get.
And definitely some frustration on this Mangum Tiger defense. A lot of Tigers in the vicinity of that screen play just weren't able to get a hand on the ball carrier.
So the first down was picked up out to the 46-yard line. Oh, they were going to offsetting penalties. All right, so a couple of guys jaw-jacking. I just saw the Mangum player at the end and thought the Tigers were going to get it, but offsetting penalties there, so they will not mark off any more yardage. And what are we doing? The play was whistled dead at the 46. I'm kind of like Chuck Terry. Well, they're going to replay the down. So apparently that was not a dead ball. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Wow. So wipe out the first down picked up by Walters, and they face 3rd down and 6 again. How do you like that? Normally, unsportsmanlike conduct is a dead ball foul. 3rd and 6. Going to run the football here and not going to pick up any positive yardage. That time, William Walkway was bottled up very quickly by a couple of big uglies up front, J.J. Skinner and Payson Jenkins leading the way.
And Walkway didn't have much of a walkway there, Michael.
Oh, wow. But I'm bummed.
Waited all night for that one.
Yes, you have. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. He'll be here again next week. Tip your waiters and waitresses on the way out the door, and hey, try the veal. Here's a punt now off the foot of Josh Munn, looking up into the nighttime sky. Brett Perry, and Perry will stray away from this one. Mangum will get it 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line, down 15-0 with 4:41 left in the ballgame. Fourth quarter brought to you by Great Plains Bank.
The Hamburger Inn in Mangum continues to be that special place people have enjoyed for generations. Good food prepared by your neighbors in a laid-back atmosphere where you really feel at home. Breakfast, lunch specials daily, and the famous fish fry every Friday night. Great steak dinner on Saturday night. But you guys know about the Hamburger Inn in Mangum. We'll see you there.
Well, the Tigers have gone hurry up most of the night. Now they got to go hurry up. 4:41 left in the ballgame, down by a couple of scores. And again, took the football inside the 5-yard line the last time they had it and could not convert. So here we go, 1st and 10 from their own 29-yard line, down 15-0. Laughlin underneath center. Colton going to drop back to pass. Maximum protection. Has time. Loops it in the flat. Caught by Warner. Down the far sideline. 40, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. No flags. Mangum on the board.
And there's the quick strike offense the Tigers have been looking for all season long. 7 long quarters, Michael, to get that first score on the board.
What a beautiful touch pass by Colton Laughlin as he put it over the linebacker's hands and right into the hands of Jalen Warner, and Warner showing great speed down the far sideline. And I don't know if you saw his little stretch at the tape into the end zone for the score, but he gets it from 71 yards away. Mangum on the board, 15-6. They'll go for 2 here with 4:26 left in the ball game. Down by 9. They need the 2-point conversion on one of their 2 touchdowns. They'll go for it right here. So Laughlin from the shotgun formation. And now a timeout going to be taken by Walters. 4:26 left in the ball game. Mangum on the board, 15-6. We're back after this on Classic Hits 97.7.
Buy your Mangum Tiger Spirit clothing from locally owned CJ's Tiger Specialty Shop, where you'll find the best selection, quality, and the lowest prices. Greer County items, too. They'll design something especially for your group. CJ's is your one-stop Mangum School Spirit Shop, 1 block south of the high school, Mangum, Oklahoma.
When it comes to funeral homes, there are several to choose from. But choosing a funeral home that is locally owned offers the advantage of the local owners who are involved right here in the community, helping you during your time of need. Greer Funeral Home owners Carson and Stacy Van Zant are perfect examples of owners who offer that family-like connection that you'd expect from a friend and a neighbor. Greer Funeral Home in Mangum and Granite, providing dignity and respect.
We talk about that threading the needle there, Colton Laughlin with that pass to Jalen Warner. But how about Warner's concentration as the defensive back flashes by as the ball is arriving?
Absolutely good presence of mind by Warner to focus on that football and let nothing get in the way of him in the end zone.
Made a little sidestep of the defender, and then he was Gone gone. So Mangum now going to go for 2, down by 9, 15-6, 4:26 left in the ball game. Each team, by the way, with 2 timeouts. So now William Dickey will change his offensive look. He's still got the pistol, but Warner is the tailback, not Perry. They'll hand it off to Jalen. Tries to turn the corner. Shirts tail tackle short of the goal line. Making the stop of the old open field, Ryland Penn. But Mangum is on the board. 4:26 left in the fourth. They trail 15-6. It's Classic Hits 97.7.
The Hamburger Inn in Mangum continues to be that special place people have enjoyed for generations. Good food prepared by your neighbors in a laid-back atmosphere where you really feel at home. Breakfast, lunch specials daily, and the famous fish fry every Friday night. Or a great steak dinner on Saturday night. But you guys know about the Hamburger Inn in Mangum. We'll see you there.
Taking care of your family is easy and convenient at the JCMH Family Care Medical Clinic in Mangum. Located at 114 South Lewis Tittle in Mangum, Dr. Lonnie Perryman and nurse practitioner Patty Burks provide a comprehensive comprehensive, full-service family practice, including care for children and adults, including geriatrics. Call 782-3393 for appointments at the JCMH Family Care Medical Clinic in Mangum.
Well, welcome back. 4:26 left here in the ball game. 15-6, Mangum trailing, and I was never good at math. I had the Jethro Bodine School of Mathematics, 2 Gazinta 2 or 4 2 times. See, I can't even get that right. But those 2 points that Mangum gave up on the safety, they seemed inconsequential, but that's what makes it a 2-score ball game right now.
2-score ball game. There's no way to score 9 points in one possession in this sport we call football. And as you said, it puts it out of reach of one possession.
So Mangum are going to have to get the ball back twice here to take the lead, as they could not convert on that 2-point conversion. Again, wet, soggy night. Again, ball is slick. See whatever you can come up with. Somebody from Walters here on the near side in the stands shouting, "Watch for the onside." I don't think I kick an onside just yet. Do you?
It just depends, Michael. If you're wanting to win this ball game, you have to get back a possession somehow. And the Tigers have not been as successful shutting down this Walters offense as we've seen last season.
All right, well, let's see what Henry Lopez does here with 4:26 remaining, 15-6. Walters on top. Each team with 2 timeouts left in the ball game. They've got the good hands, folks, out there. There's guys with single numbers or 3s or 11s out there. So, yeah, a
couple clean jerseys, too, Michael.
I think we're onside in this. That's what we get for thinking.
Of course.
Lopez will kick it deep. It'll bounce, and there to pick it up at the 10, Remington White. White comes near side, 15, 20, 25. He's at the 30, cuts it back inside, and is knocked down at the 34-yard line. Dalen Stacy in on the stop in the vicinity. Brooks cross. It'll be 1st and 10 now for Walters. Ball at the 37-yard line. Check that, the 33-yard line of Walters. Brooks Cross, in addition, he had been at Blair for years and just learning the game of football.
Haven't had a chance to play football there at Blair, but I imagine he's played a little bit of football with his cousin Tanner.
Oh, I don't think there's any doubt about that. 15-6, here we go. 1st and 10, Walters with the ball, 4:20 remaining. Mangum got to get it back. Deep handoff here, ball loose on the ground and recovered by Dalen Stacy. How about that?
And there's that possession that the Tigers needed to steal away. Do it on the 1st down of the Blue Devils' possession. Way to go.
Boy, you got to love that. Mangum getting the football back. It looked like maybe Jordan Patrick slapped that ball. Well, no, Jordan wasn't in there, was he? Maybe it was Payson Jenkins. It may have been Jenkins who slapped that ball free on the exchange. We know it was Stacy who came up with the loose football. Wow, 4:15 remaining. First play, so very little time coming off the clock. Now you got the football back.
And this is likely a better situation than an onside kick would be, as the field.
10, 33-yard line of Walters. They want to go upstairs. Plenty of time for Laughlin. Colton now flush from the pocket, scrambling around, looking for a block. He'll come near side. Laughlin trying to set his feet. Ball fake. Still on his feet at the 40. Little ball fake at the 35. Runs over a couple of folks and drives inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. How about that? Colton Laughlin gaining about 5 yards on the play. Give him 6, actually. 2nd down and 4. That was kind of like back in the days when Barry Sanders would run all over the football field and pick up 6. That's what Laughlin does here.
It's a little more stressful when that's your quarterback having to make up that many yards, Michael. Great job of Laughlin.
2nd down and 4. He did not get out of bounds, and he's a little bit winded right now as he gets the play from the sidelines. 2nd down and 4. Laughlin again called on to pass. With time, he'll throw out in the flat. Pass is caught by Jalen Warner, who got hit immediately. It'll be just shy of a 1st down. It'll be 3rd down and 1. And is a great open field tackle across the way, turned in by Ryland Penn.
And once again, a good job of Warner to have presence of mind to catch that football before the hit was landed.
Yeah, because he had to hear Penn coming up from behind. So 3rd and a yard. 3 minutes left of the ball game. Here's Brett Perry for the 1st down, inside the 25, down to the 22-yard line. Perry moves the 6. They'll stop the clock to set the chains. 2:58 left of the ball game. First and 10 for the Tigers. Ball at the 21-yard line. Gonna get the play in quickly from the sidelines now. First and 10, 2:55 left of the ball game. Laughlin wants to throw. All kinds of time, all kinds of room here on the near side. Looking for a block. He's got it. 20, 15, still on his feet. Turns and spins. He's got the 10 to the 9. That'll be another first down. Great running there in the open field by Colton Laughlin. And how about the block on the edge by Brett Perry?
Brett Perry taking care of his quarterback, getting some extra yards out of that play. And Laughlin creating on his feet late in this football game many times. Love to see it.
First and goal now. Ball at the 9-yard line. That Walters defensive line is exhausted. See what Laughlin does here. He'll hand it off to Perry. Brett gets an inside handoff and block. He'll get it from Colton Laughlin, or rather from Sean-Claude Booth, and take it down to the 7. A pickup of 2. Second down and goal from the 7. Clock, though, tick, 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 running away. 2:15 remaining. Mangum with 2 timeouts, down by 9.
And you got to think about using a timeout here if you're not getting in the end zone.
Laughlin for the shotgun formation, fires across the middle, a little bit low at the shoe tops of Warner. Jalen can't hold on. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 7.
And that's a way to stop the clock, the incomplete pass.
Was Warner in the end zone on that pass? You've got the camera there. He was right on the goal line.
He was right there.
All right, Mangum a chance to regroup now. 2:05 remaining. The fourth quarter, an exciting one, brought to you by Great Plains Bank here on Classic Hits 97.7. Laughlin from the shotgun. Fakes the handoff to Perry. Rolls right, sets, fires, end zone, pass. In and out of the hands of Henry Lopez. It's 4th and goal from the 7.
Very nearly Lopez was able to bring that in for the touchdown. But almost nearly, not quite hardly for the Tigers.
Well, Henry using his athletic ability there to go up and get that one. Give credit to the Walters defense. Inside of him was Edison. I know that was instead Remington White. And White disrupting that pass. It'll be 4th down and 7. And that's 4th and goal, kids. So if you're a receiver, you've got to run a route that's in the end zone. You cannot run something short and hope you get there. Running backs, maybe. 4th and goal from the 7. Laughlin rolls right side, pump fake. Now sets. Looks into the end zone. Lob pass is knocked away. Incomplete. Seth Edison there again. And with 1:48 remaining, Tigers going to turn it over on downs, trailing 15-6.
And a lot of excitement, Michael, but much ado about scoreboard is concerned for the Tigers, and this clock is ticking away.
I like that. You're quoting Shakespeare there. How about you?
Public education, Michael.
Hey, I had one too. I went to Northwest Missouri State University. Thank you. My grades and my parents couldn't afford me to go to a private college. 1st and 10 now. Walter's going to try to hold on to the football. 2 timeouts remaining for Mangum. Quarterback keeper Josh Munn picks up maybe a yard or 2. We'll bring up a second down. We'll call it 8. Brett Perry in on this top. There as well for the Tigers, Corbin McGill. And the second timeout of the night going to be taken by Mangum. 1:37 remaining. They trail 15-6. It's Classic Hits 97.7.
Mangum Brick Company has been operating since the early 1900s. They're the largest private employer in Greer County. Mangum Brick is proud to support high school athletics radio broadcasts. And if you know of someone looking for work, always check with Mangum Brick, as they may be hiring.
For top-notch heating and air conditioning service and installation, you can rely on Payne's Heating and Air, serving Southwest Oklahoma and North Texas from their headquarters in Mangum, Oklahoma. With years of experience and hundreds of satisfied customers, call Payne's Heating and Air Conditioning at 799-5130, 799-5130.
Mangum Oil and Gas at 1306 North Lewis Tittle offers so many services, from fuel at the C-store to the self-serve car wash, getting propane bottles filled or propane delivered to the home and farm, even U-Haul services. It's no wonder so many folks head to Mangum Oil and Gas, where they say, go Tigers.
Well, a song that you may hear with Michael in the morning, 6 to 10, Monday through Friday here on Classic Hits 97.7. Download the app and listen from anywhere. Mike and the Mechanics, all I need is a miracle. All the Tigers need right now is a miracle. They trail by 9 with 1:37 remaining and only 1 timeout left on the board. Deep handoff here. Look out. There's William Wakawa in the open field, and Walkway will stay in bounds, trying to strip the football away. Dickey and Lopez, but Walkway holds on to it. It'll be third down now, third down and about 3. 1:15 left in the ball game, and as we mentioned, Mangum with just one timeout, and William Dickey going to hold on to it and try to set up a fourth down situation for Walters.
And there's not, as you said, the clock is ticking away. There is not much time left in this ball game. It will soon expire.
So third down and 3. Splitting out here on the near side, Ryland Penn. I formation. They'll hand it off to Walkway. Walkway going to lose yardage. Penalty flag will fly. Ball came loose, and Mangum recovered it. Brett Perry on the loose football. Well, they refused to go quietly into the ninth, the Mangum Tigers. And with 46.7 remaining, Brett Perry recovers the football deep in Walters' territory, in fact, at the 9-yard line of the Blue Devils.
Yet again, the Tigers steal away a possession from the Blue Devils. Inside the Blue Devils' 10-yard line. They got 4 downs, Michael. Not a lot of time.
Just one timeout remaining, but not done just yet. Laughlin going to go underneath center. Full house backfield now for the Tigers. First and goal. Fake the handoff one way, hand it off to Perry. Brett still on his feet, breaks a tackle, and he goes into the end zone. Great sleight of hand that time by Colton Laughlin as they went on the fake handoff to the big fella, Sean-Claude Booth, and the other big fella gets it on the right side, and Brett Perry, smelling the end zone, got hit at the 5, broke the tackle, and pogo sticked into the end zone. And with 40.6 remaining, Mangum within 3, 15-12.
I hope you're on the edge of your seat, Michael. Talk about quick strike offense. Both of Mangum's scores tonight happening in less than 5 seconds of clock time.
Well, they got to be just absolutely kicking themselves for missing those opportunities inside the red zone here this evening. And again, keep in mind, they gave up a safety in the first half of play. When they went to the locker room at half, it was a 2-0 ball game because of an errant snap that got by Colton Laughlin, went into the end zone. Laughlin, lucky to pick it up, couldn't get out of the end zone, and Mangum gives up a couple of points. Got an injured Walters player here, so we'll take a timeout. 40.6 remaining. Mangum not done yet. Classic Hits 97.7.
What does it mean to be a Mangum Tiger, you ask? Well, we are one town, one school, and one family. We may be a small town, but we have big dreams and a bright future ahead of us. This is Lori Laughlin from Stockman's Bank, member FDIC, and we are so proud to support the Mangum Tigers.
Folks in Mangum know what to do when they need to quench a thirst, curb a hunger attack, or cool down with an ice cream. They just make the Loop at 918 North Lewis Tittle in Mangum. The Loop, supporting the Mangum Tigers and Lady Tigers.
Well, the injured player was Xavier McDonald, and McDonald able to get off on his own power, and again, that may be cramps.
We've seen that a couple of different players tonight, Michael.
A lot of different players, in fact. All right, so Mangum going to go for 2 here with 40.6 left in the ball game. 1 timeout remaining, and they're short 1 player. Sean-Claude Booth going to have to come back onto the field. Jalen Warner, the tailback, Booth, Dickey, and Perry all here on the left side. Henry Lopez up top. They'll hand it off to Warner. Warner looking for a crackback block. He'll get it and get into the end zone for the score. How about the effort there by Jalen Warner? And how about the effort by Henry Lopez? Lopez with a crackback block coming on the near side allows Warner to get into the end zone. It's 15-14. 40.6 remaining, and Mike and the Mechanics, and All I Need Is a Miracle in the background.
Michael in the morning with the magic pixie dust to make it happen.
Wow.
And I got to give a lot of credit to Lopez on the last couple of drives. Has made some really critical blocks. It's opened up the opportunities to extend plays, get first downs, and in this case, get in the end zone for that 2-point conversion.
I like the unselfishness of Lopez as well. He is a talented athlete, got great hands, and as we mentioned, he's only had a couple of balls thrown to him during the early part of the season, but instead of pouting like so many wide receivers do, not necessarily saying on a high school level, but the divas in the NFL, instead of pouting, he's just gone out and played football, and if he doesn't make the block there, Warner doesn't get into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. All right, so it's very obvious here. There's no question. It's onside kick time for the Mangum Tigers. Walters going to put their good hands people up there. Lopez will put the ball on the tee and put it at a goofy angle and try to come up with a bounce. Walters has fumbled the football their last two possessions. Mangum could not take advantage of it the first time, but did the second occasion. We got us a dandy one here, 15-14, Mangum down by 1. So Lopez looking to his sideline, determining which way they want to go with this onside kick. You got a 60 and a 50 here on the near side. I don't know that I don't go that way. See what Henry decides to do. Lopez approaches the ball, kicks it, and going to kick it into the middle of the field, into no man's land, over there to pick it up and fall on it. And that's a nice move by Josh Munn. He just smothered it like a catcher and will lay on the football, and that'll make it 39.6 left in the ball game. Mangum down by 1, 15-14, with one timeout remaining. Great Plains Bank, the fourth quarter sponsor, and they're enjoying that sponsorship a great deal. So Walters will have to snap it successfully 2 different times. And remember, here in the fourth quarter, this end of the field, they have put the ball on the ground 2 times, and Mangum has recovered. Quick snap here, and down to the knee will go Josh Munn. Mangum will use their final timeout with 35.1 left in the ball game, and we will keep it right here. 15-14 our score. Walters trying to hold on late in the fourth quarter. Mangum out of timeouts. 1 timeout remaining for the Blue Devils. And again, they need to successfully snap the ball one more time and try to hold on and pick up this victory tonight over Mangum. What a ball game.
What a ball game. What a fourth quarter this has been for the Tigers. Even the third quarter. It's been a tale of 2 halves for sure, Michael.
Now, the third quarter really wasn't a work of art because they couldn't finish the deal. Here in the fourth, they've been able to come up with a couple of touchdowns.
And a lot of football is a game of a team full of personal efforts. And just can't speak enough for how hard these young men have played tonight, giving a lot of heart, play after play, deep into the fourth quarter. As you said, all we need is a miracle, trying to make it happen.
Well, the center exchange with the quarterback is critical here. 35.1 remaining. No timeouts left for Mangum. And the snap back and successful for Josh Munn. And let's see when they wind the play clock. And they do it now. So no more. Well, they don't have to snap the football again.
No,
and that's what the coaching staff is saying. Yeah, they started the play clock when there was 21 seconds left in the ball game, and the play clock is 25 seconds long. So no more snaps. Mangum, a valiant effort here in the fourth period of play, but they couldn't make that final knockout punch, and they will lose this one to Walters. Your final score, 15 for the Blue Devils, 14 for the Tigers. And we're back to Elmer Graham Stadium after this on Classic Hits 97.7.
For over 4 generations, the Willis family and staff have worked to develop their skills, and with improved technologies, they can assure you of a monument that will stand the test of time. Their award-winning designers, expert stonecutters, layout artists, sandblast sculptors, and installation crew are here to serve you. Visit them online at willisgranite.com. Willis Granite Products, with locations in Granite, Oklahoma City, and Stillwater.
Travis Septic Tank Service can handle everything related to septic tank maintenance and cleaning, including commercial applications. Call Travis Septic Tank Services at 580-782-2384. That's 782-2384. Travis says, go Mangum Tigers.
Wondering how Western Oklahoma State College can fit into your future? With 25 degree options and more than 20 student organizations, it's easy to join the Pioneer family. Western offers classes online and on campus, making it simple to fit an education into your schedule. Western's tuition is less than half of a four-year university's and offers many scholarship opportunities. To find out more about how your future is brighter at Western, visit wosc.edu.
Triad Home Health in Mangum is locally owned and offers nursing, physical therapy, occupational, wound care, IV therapy, and more. All administered by people who go above and beyond for you. Phone Triad Home Health today at 580-782-5800. That's 782-5800.
Well, for the second straight week, it's a frustrating night for the Mangum Tigers against a bunch of Blue Devils. Last week, shut out by Ringling 32-0. Tonight, 15-14, so close, yet so far, as they lose by a point to the Blue Devils from Walters.
I got to say, Michael, there is at least this Blue Devil team, some small vindication for the Tigers. They're able to make some points and really finally able to capitalize on a lot of the great effort they've had on the offensive side of the ball. Still, though, struggling tonight, being able to strike when they're in the red zone. Otherwise,
well, it would have ended far differently. And I mean, it would have been an easy Mangum victory. The two touchdowns, a 71-yard quick strike pass down the far sideline on a great throw and catch from quarterback Colton Laughlin to Jalen Warner, and then Mangum taking advantage of the turnover deep inside Walters' territory, and the 9-yard touchdown run from Brett Perry puts them close, but again, unable to convert. And you talked about it, and it is so perfect what you said, that it's a game of individual opportunities, either wins or losses, and there's so many different things to look at. You don't convert on the one extra point opportunity, otherwise you might win this football game. You snap a ball into the end zone and you give up 2 points. You have a ball go off your fingertips. You miss a tackle in the open. There's just so many things that go into it, and maybe at the time it's like not that big of a deal. I think back to the safety.
Absolutely,
And
yes.
it's like, okay, 2-point ball game. We go in the locker room 2-0. You lose the ball game by a point. You understand what a big deal it is.
It is a huge deal. Absolutely, that's a momentum shift, and 2 points in football. It's hard to make up 2 points, and in this case, that was the difference in the final score.
I think back to my New England Patriots. They lost a Super Bowl to the New York Giants when Tom Brady got called for intentional grounding when he was in the end zone to begin the ball game. Mm-hmm. And the Patriots never did recover, and they lost that ball game. So, you build and you go from here. And Shane Booth talked about it, the superintendent of schools. These games are important because it gets you ready for the second season. It gets you ready for district play. So, some great improvements from week number 1, no doubt about it. But you're going to have your hands full in your final non-district affair, entertaining the Warriors of Apache next Friday night.
You will. That will be a true test of football for these Mangum Tigers. But as you alluded to, Shane Booth saying this football team is not far from being a really solid club, and we saw flashes of that tonight yet again, as we did last week. And there's some special football still to be played by these young men.
Well, and saw some, it's easy to talk about the skilled kids, but how about the efforts tonight defensively? Payson Jenkins comes to mind. Dalen Stacy played well. Bernard Bailey, you talked about his ability to tackle in space. Jason Shandy as well. So JT Schrum was there all night long as well. So guys beginning to pick things up. We expect a big crowd next Friday night over there at the Liberty Bowl as Apache comes to town. Don't forget about the Mangum Tiger Bash, though, Thursday night. Gonna be a lot of fun.
Night. That's always a lot of fun. A lot of great tradition for the Mangum Tiger Bash. If you're not aware of what's going on Thursday night, you forget about it, you hear a little commotion, just go on downtown. You'll have a lot of fun.
Yeah, you've been a part of a Mangum Tiger Bash.
Absolutely.
Want to thank the folks at Walters for their hospitality. We appreciate that. Appreciate the efforts again of my supervisor, Ronnie Webb, helping out this evening so that we could bring you the ball game on radio and on all of our different platforms. And a reminder for you, we've got softball coming up on Monday as we'll go to Hobart for a ball game that'll get underway at about 5:30, 5:45. Then 2 more games on Tuesday night as it will be Sayre coming to town for a pair of ball games. First pitch 4:30 Thursday night, then again the Tiger Bash, and then football next Friday night, Mangum at home against Apache. So for the lovely and talented Justin O'Neill and the guy that does like quadruple duty, I'm Michael Barnes. Thanks for listening. Join me Monday morning 6 to 10. It's Michael in the Morning, live and in living color from Studio B, right here on your home of the Tigers. Classic Hits 97.7.